Here we are, the height of summer on Racing Post Live. Dave Orton, another Saturday afternoon back with you on Racing Post Live with Betfair along the way. It's Eclipse Day, everyone, at Sandown, their big day on the flat this summer. What a race it is. Small again, enough field, isn't it? But everyone, bar Bay Bridge, who surely is a Group 1 winner in waiting, has collected at the top level. The French Derby winner, Vadeni, comes over. He's supplemented. Are you with him? Are you against him? We will be giving you tips for the big race. Our final race of the day at 3:35. We'll be starting off in the charge there at 150, popping up to Haydock as well for some great action up there. We've got the Lancashire Oaks, of course, and the Old Newton Cup. Absolutely cannot wait for that. Myself, Dave Orton, joined by a stellar panel. Sparkling panel today, I can tell you. Give us a thumbs up, like and subscribe on this Saturday afternoon. Let us know where you're watching. What are the tips for the big race? Like I say, is he a lay? Is he a play, Vadeni? We'll find out. We're going to be learning everything about the sportsbook, of course, and the exchange along the way. Barry Orr joins us from Dublin as well. Anything on Facebook, get the chat ramping up. Our community continues strength from strength every week. Hashtag RP Live. Let us know what you want to see on today's show. Charlie Poste joins us back. Double header for you. Quite literally in sparkling form.
Literally, yeah. I knew you were going to pick up on this.
Let's get it out the way.
I went to Classic Ibiza last night at Ragley Hall, so I got full glittered up. But I had partners in crime.
You went raving with the jumping fraternity.
Yeah, Dan Skelton was there again. He likes a bit of glitter too. So yeah, we all did our bit. And
you're trying to scrub it all off.
I was scrubbing like mad this morning, trying to get rid of it, and I knew that there would be a few flecks that would give the game away, and sure enough, you would pick up on it. Yeah.
Just before we came in, I said, I'm going to have to pick you up on this posting, but it quite suits you, actually, I have to say.
I think I'm going to retain it.
And you covet this trophy, of course, don't you? Because this is the tipping trophy for us this afternoon. You picked up a 16-1 winner.
I think it was 20s, but anyway.
Zoffy, was it 20? All right, okay, all right. Judged on SP or not? I'm not sure. Obviously not.
We can
can't all be
take it from either side of the argument here, can't we? But
yeah, great stuff. On good form, looking forward to it?
Can't wait, yeah.
Brilliant. All right, good stuff. And literally delivering for us this afternoon, this panel, because the other postie is here. It's the anti-postman, Robbie Wilder's joins us back.
Well, I'm going to have to deliver, mate. It's been quite a tricky run lately.
Have you been on a tricky run?
I've been, yeah.
Because you,
like that
for those of you not sure about Robbie's MO, he is the anti-postman here at the Racing Post. And basically, you look for beating the price at the start of the week. Exactly. Someone's going to go off a lot short and get over the line. You had a great start, didn't you?
I've just put up so many non-runners lately, David. That's part of the game we're in. Like the Lancashire Oaks, I knew that cut up straight away. Got one in that later, which I'm looking forward to.
Yep.
But there's always stuff you can find. A lot of people say anti-post betting's kind of dead, but actually wrote a piece about it. A punting club masterclass that went in the paper last week, and I'd advise, this is a bit shameless, isn't it? I'd advise anyone to read that because I've I like to think I've unearthed some sort of decent things to look out for.
Don't worry, I'll get you the shortened version as the show goes on. You're pressing the buttons for Barry today.
Yeah,
aren't you?
hopefully better than last time.
Learning the ropes.
I was a little bit rusty, but I think I know the format a bit better now.
Well, let's get to the great man in Dublin. Barry, I know you're missing us over here. Hopefully we're going to see you at Glorious Goodwood again, but no doubt good form in Dublin.
Yeah, top form. Looking forward to a smashing day's race, and the big race, although it has cut up a bit, just the 6 runners, but it's quality field. Great to see the 3-year-olds taking on the older horses for the first time this season as well. So, a lot to look forward to, Dave.
Shall we get it out the way? Vadeni is the big lay.
Taking him on. I'm keen to take him on, most definitely. I think it's a quality field. I think Bay Bridge has a chance. Alan Kerr has a chance. The other 3-year-old in the race has a big chance as well. The second favourite, Native Trail, I think it'll suit him stepping up the mile 2, the 10 furlong. So, yeah, a lot to look forward to, Dave. Really excited about that race. And some decent racing up in Haydock as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Lancashire Oaks at 240. We'll pop up there for a handicap, of course. The Old Newton Cup, my goodness gracious me. The Classy Garsey, they're all calling him, for William Haggis. What a week William Haggis and Tom Marquand have been having. They literally cannot miss the target at the moment. They've got Alan Kerr in the big one at 3:35. Keep the tips coming in. Let's build up. We've got lots of time to give you your shout-outs out there. This is an interactive show. If you're new to it, welcome along. Raucous reaction during the races, but most importantly, we'll be telling you where your money went. And hopefully, if you want to know a little bit about tipping, we might just get that over the line as well. We're going to bang in some winners today. I've got good confidence in it. Shall we get some business out the way, Barry? Often a lucky 15 for people out there?
Yeah, we'll do our lucky 15. Just to flag as well, Dave, worth mentioning, the 225 in Sandown is the money back special race on the Betfair Sportsbook and Exchange. Cashback is a free bet if your horse fails to place in that race. So that's 225. plenty of time then, just under an hour before that race for people to get involved there. But yeah, our lucky 15, we're going to do it each way. So it's a quid each way, lucky 15. It's going to cost us 30 quid. The first leg of it is check and challenges in Sandown. They're going to stick in Sandown. We're going to do fast attack. Nat Green then in the 205 in Haydock.
I'm doing this now, yeah.
That's it. Let's get it on.
Understood. Here we go.
Oh, is the last leg in the old Newton Cup, currently around a 12-1 chance. So we're going to do that for a quid each way, Robbie. I see you have the bet slip populated there, so you just put in a quid each way.
Oh, it's populated.
That's it. You got it.
Oh, right. This mouse.
Even Barry had problems with that when he came in.
Check. There we go.
We got to name it.
What do we want then?
There we go.
Quid each way, lucky 15. So it's going to cost us 30 quid.
All right, cool.
Check and challenge, a fascinating runner today, isn't he? Could be very well handicapped in that charge.
Yeah, when I did this race, it was on Thursday. He was a 6-1 chance. He's almost halved in price now, so I was a bit reluctant to put him in. But yeah, I just thought getting the £9, 3-year-old getting the £9. Robbie having problems there putting on.
No, this is smooth. I do know. It's just the mouse goes the other way.
I tell you what does show though, from an education.
Here we
point of
go.
view, the fact that it's me that's now providing the help.
Yeah, I mean, you are an actual seasoned pro at this now, aren't you?
I need to point out this is an issue of Max, not Betfair.
Max are not easy to use.
No, I can't. I can never get my head around it. The mouse goes the other way.
Listen, more importantly, is it on?
Yeah, the bet's on. Yeah, thank God.
Right, you can see the money back special offer coming up there. That's where your social questions will come up. We'll also get Barry's lucky 15 up there for you as well. We're going to land one of these days. I can feel it. The dream is alive at the start, isn't it? So plenty of racing coming away today. Like I say, we have a bit of fun during the races. We'll be talking about stories. We'll be digressing. We are running a really nice feature for you guys tomorrow, actually, believe it or not. The greatest ever race, which we spoke about, didn't we, on the panel, Poste, last week. Seems to have done extremely well on our social channels. It's really popular with our readers and our consumers out there. The greatest ever race. There you go. Have your say and vote for the greatest ever race. You can vote now at theracingpost.com/greatest ever race. And the greatest ever race is up there. The 1964 Gold Cup, would you believe it? Look at that. Arkle versus Millhouse. All the way up to Dawn Run, which was your highlight, Barry, wasn't it? Dawn Run.
Yeah, the mare winning the Gold Cup. Yeah, it was a remarkable achievement, wasn't it, really? And, you know, it was a very lean time for Irish runners in Cheltenham around then. All the good horses were immediately sold to England after winning the bumper of Maiden Hurl. But Chemaine Hill, the owner of Dawn Run, held on to her and made history, being the first horse to win a Champion Hurl and a Gold Cup, which was a spectacular thing to happen. I suppose a close second for me as well would be the 94 Champion Chase. Travado, Viking Flagship and Deep Sensation, the three of them jumping the last together. It was my first year in Cheltenham, and I watched it down at the railings with a mate of mine, Trevor Dunn, and we were on Viking Flagship, and Adrian Maguire just gave him the most forceful ride, just so strong in the saddle. That was a great race. I'd urge anybody to go back and look at that on YouTube. It's just a remarkable race.
We've obviously got... Oh, there goes Dan Walsh, the producer. No, that was terrible timing, Dan. It's going well so far. It's interesting, it's jumps racing, isn't it? Because you mentioned the Archibald and Hardy Eustace, which was one of our biggest watched clips from the show last week.
People
That's
still
remarkable.
pulling apart that ride. I mean,
that's remarkable. People still angry about Paul Carberry and that, isn't it? It's one of the greatest ever.
What's your view on it?
Oh, I think it was a brilliant ride to get him as close as he was. We all know about the horse afterwards, didn't we? At the time, you're like, oh my Lord. But Hardy Eustace, of course, one of the gamest Champion Hurdle winners of
and Brave
recent
Inca
memories.
back in third.
Brave Inca, absolutely, what a race that was. Some of the biggest names have been voting and putting up their races in racing. So free to read as well, I'm being told, 9 p.m. tonight. So get involved, let's hear from you. It's great to hear these memories, isn't it? Some nostalgia. The Eclipse, of course, no French horse as well, it's the 50s. The late Alec Head. Sad news about Alec passing, of course, recently. He was the last man to win it. Vadeni has been supplemented. Me and you agree on our races, don't we? It's the Enable King George, her first King George.
Yeah, that was a belter. Crystal Ocean, I thought he had her at one point.
He was second.
Yeah, I think this was where she really took herself to the next level.
Because she came out of stall 11. She was a horse that liked to get on with it. Of course, Frankie, John Gosden, another very topical.
Of course, you had Waldgeist in third.
Future Art winner in third.
Later in the season, belting race.
And she overcame everything that day and showed she could do it. Very much the hard way.
And
she was
still
brilliant.
won a bit cosily in the end.
And I remember being in a pub that day. I wasn't at Ascot. I remember being in a pub and it rained outside and everyone ran in. and everyone was around the screen. It was like it was timely, and people that had no clue what they were watching got really into. I said, "That's the fav," and obviously people at the bar are having a bit. Come on, Enable, and she just got up on the line. Watch it back in your members club. You can do that. And again, there you go. To vote for your greatest ever race. Myself and Robbie agreeing, which is weird. We're agreeing on the Eclipse as well. Let's not go there.
Let's throw him on the jumps as well, shall we?
Well, quickly, go on.
Punchdown Gold Cup when Size and John beat Jack Adam and Coney Gree, and Jerry Hannon did some nice commentary.
Oh, I thought you were going to say the album photo when he ran out. Do you remember that?
Oh, actually, yeah. Actually, that's even better.
Yeah. Well, exactly. So let's hear it.
I chucked Franklin into the mix tonight in the Guineas. Not for
you
a racing
as well.
battle, but just for one of the most sensational things you'll ever see.
Look, we can go on and on and on about it, and let's hear some random ones. Can't wait to see what your votes are going to be. But of course, this is what people like about watching Race Post Live with Betfair this afternoon. It's just people who love their racing talking about it, trying to give you some expert advice on some of the racing, but we will digress and we'll have some fun as well, and great to go down memory lane. We should, of course, now start looking forward. If you're new to the show, there is the real market. Look, there it is, the exchange market. Rarsell, Barry and Mick Barney fighting it out in the Coral Charge burn up the 5 furlongs of Sandown Straight.
Yeah, you can't separate them, Dave. 4.1 each of two, both Mitbahi and Razel. Equilateral 6.4, 8.8 tippy toes, Nymphadora 10.5, 15 method. That's what I fancied in it. Robbie, we're going to back it on the exchange method. We're going to have 25 quid in the win market. Happy to be a price taker at 15. It is sliding out a bit. And then in the place market, we're going to back it 3 places. Second to Winter Power in the Cornwallis as a 2-year-old, and the only try over 5 furlongs, and that was on soft ground. Was just behind Rohan and Dragon Symbol in last season's Sandy Lane, and a decent first run back after being off for nearly 11 months in Salisbury quite recently in a listed race when for the benefit and Nahar. So I just thought that I didn't think that I couldn't see it being out of the first 3, to be brutally honest with you. It'd be nice if it managed to get its head in front, but I think it's definitely a place bet. So 25 quid win and place method.
That's interesting, isn't it? Tom Marquand, who mentioned having an unbelievable week on for the Meads. Freddie and Martin now, of course. One of the latest training partnerships out there, and that is Barry's first trade of the day. You've got plenty of time to react if you want to get involved. Barry plays in charity every race. What are we going for this month, Barry? It's open the floor time, isn't it?
Yes, it is, Dave. Yeah, we haven't picked one for this month yet, so we're open to suggestions. Happy to take a lead from the social channels and see if anyone has a good... Obviously, we'd like to keep it to a racing charity, something that benefits racing, so that would be nice. It
was Well Child last month, and Barry knocked it out the park again. So absolutely, and if you're having a good afternoon, whatever charities we go for, this shows if it does nothing else, it boosts all that, and IJFs and the welfares and stuff. Your noggins were ticking away there. You probably know some, do you?
I was just going to chuck one into the mix. So Jacob Pritchard Webb is doing a hand bike ride
like that
next week.
AP's involved, isn't he?
Yeah, I'm going to do a bit as well. There's a few of us, and
is there any cycling challenge that you turned down?
No, and so from Cheltenham to Newmarket Racecourse, 3 days for him is incredible. As in unfortunately paralysed in a racing accident in France. He's doing it for the IGF, which I know has been well supported by here, but also the Matt Hampson Foundation that supports. I don't know, it's people with paralysis from any sphere, but certainly he was a young player at Leicester that got paralysed in a scrummaging accident. So I don't know, I'm chucking that into the mix.
Yeah, we've had the Barrow 7 as well, of course, haven't we? Rob Barrow said, all right, great front run there. And once again, lucky you can pedal, isn't it? Otherwise you've been all sorts of trouble. If they asked me to do it.
That would be a thing to donate for.
Yeah, you love a Boris bike. Maybe you can get involved.
I bike in the gym every week as well, yeah.
Yeah, you do.
But you and me would be all right. I think we get Dave, then we would raise some money.
Last time I went cycling, I digress. I went with this sort of club that do it, right?
Yeah.
And they get to a pub and they'd have a drink, and it's that's half the fun of it, isn't it? We'll stop at 5 pubs on the way, 20 miles or something. And every time I got to the pub, they were ready to get on their bikes and go again.
So you just you swigged it down.
Oh, I didn't even get to do that.
Speaking about bikes
got back
as well.
about 3 in the morning and vowed never to do it again.
Speaking about bikes, I don't know if any of our viewers live in London, but I can't advertise enough the Boris Bike Service, Santander Cycles.
Whoever knew?
£84 a year, you get wherever you want. It's brilliant. That is the biggest value.
If you come to the South Bank area, you can see the anti-postman cycling around on one of them like a lunatic.
commission?
I think
I need to promote him.
He needs to.
Actually, should I? Because then I have less chance of getting one.
You're promoting that better than you were pressing the buttons, I can tell you. So
it's the Mac. Are we going to get a normal laptop?
Let's get a social up. Here we go. Jake Galloway, one of our regulars. Jake, welcome on this afternoon, my man. Here we go. Russell for me in the first. I'm worried about Mick Barney, so you should be, with him getting the weight and age and being a course and distance winner. Jake, perfect opening of the show. I'm all over Mick Barney here. Lucky enough to speak to Rog Varian, who always seems to bang a winner in every Saturday, doesn't he? But I liked him before that. He ticks every single box for me, this chap. Are you with him as well?
Yeah.
You're nodding away.
6 3-year-olds in the last 10 run-ins have won this. 3 have followed up from the scurry into this race in the last 7 years. And
I'll tell you what, that's a bit of homework, isn't it?
I think you just read the
Were
spotlight.
you doing that at
comment.
Classic Ibiza last night? You can't have been, can you?
I was multitasking, on the dance floor, raving my head off.
You're really
but
getting this
also,
punditry game now, Posty. I like it. You're answering everything for me. The slight worry, weirdly, is that he's in stall 1. You want to be lower historically on the sprint. So I spoke to Roger about this yesterday. I said, you want to be on the fence, don't you? And he actually came back and said, well, I think when the ground is sound there, which it is today, you probably... It's not so much of a
But
bias.
there's a hold-up horse you're slightly concerned about.
Well,
that,
because you're going to need some luck.
Yeah.
But he's got David Egan on. We've got Mishriff, of course. Is he the best horse in the world? Graham Robbie told us yesterday on feature shows he should be nearly favourite in this race. Of course, he was beaten in the race last year. Yeah, look, I know.
way.
Really?
I know. Unpopular
I
opinions
like
from Robbie again.
Rodders, but he's embarrassed himself there.
Well, he's potentially the greatest horse.
Is he not with
in the
Bay
race.
Bridge?
He's not. Well, we'll get to it, Barry. We'll get to that. Is he jumping off the bridge with Bay? No, he's put Mishriff up at the prices. He says that there's no way he should be bigger than Alan Kerr, which I think on the York form it makes a bit of sense.
He's just going to need it though, isn't he? He's not going to be...
But are we going in with Bay Bridge again? We'll find out when it comes to 3:35. The big one, the Eclipse. It's, again, 7 runners, isn't it? But even Lord North, who's now rated below 120, has got a top racing post rating 126. It's a serious affair, this, isn't it? And again, we'll get to that.
Yeah.
But Russell, any love for that, Robbie Wilders?
I like the horse, yeah. I know 3-year-olds do have a quite decent record on this, but I don't like... They don't get much weight from the older horses, do they? They never do in sprints.
Well, he's getting £5,
Only
basically.
£5, and he's halfway through his 3-year-old season. I'd probably like to see a bit more weight for age. But
like Native Trail, for example, in the Eclipse is getting £10. That's
makes a difference, doesn't
and
it?
Vadeni.
I don't like sprints, really, as I've said before, but I think Arecibo might run quite well at price. Second in this last year. That race was, if anything, maybe better than this.
Arecibo?
Yeah, he doesn't win very often.
The
but
outsider of the lot.
Strong traveller, likes the course and distance. He's a tentative one for me, but
You're advertising
it's
your
one of
MO
those,
here, aren't you?
Sprints are never races to get.
So this isn't a race that the anti-postman looked at on Monday.
I wouldn't go.
Unlike the Lancashire Oaks.
I don't like betting on sprints. Yeah, exactly. Unlike the Lancashire Oaks, that's kind of these middle distance races have a nice shape to anti-post because they always cut up in sprints.
Let's concentrate on that a little bit.
Betting on sprints?
Because I just feel like you run them 100 times and get 100 different results.
The consistency
I
with
don't think class
sprinters,
always comes to the fore. You need
I don't
more
know.
luck than in longer distance races, I think.
The market is suggesting that the 2 most consistent sprinters in the race ought to fight this out. Of course, Russell, who took his form to a totally new level, Jake, didn't he, last time? We watched that on this show. Remind myself who was exactly who it was. But of course, it was Dragon Symbol, wasn't it? In the Achilles Stakes. Yeah, again, he cruised through that, didn't he? Whether that form is going to be good enough to take this, I don't know. He's drawn in 6, so James Doyle on for Mick Appleby. He'll be looking to play him relatively late as well, won't he? But stall 6, you ought to get the run on the outside.
You should. I mean, there isn't. I say this about a sprint, but there's not like a huge amount of confirmed front runners in this race.
You're expecting.
Method is.
You're right.
Method is, yeah, but Method could have the angle there because I don't think there's an awful lot else that's going to take him on early.
There is method in Barry Orr's madness. And is he a horse that you've put up before, Barry? I always have these memories of horses that you go for, and I've got a feeling... Did you go for him when Frankie rode him once? I can't remember. He's a horse that has never quite come up to expectations, has he?
No, he's got 2-year-old career, and they were aiming him at a Guineas then, and that just didn't happen for him for whatever reason. Obviously, he's had a few hold-ups. This is only going to be his 9th run in his career. He's a 4-year-old, but he was a very promising juvenile. I like the angle that he could get an easy lead here, and a real fast 5 furlongs is right up his street.
If he came back to his 2-year-old form, I agree, this would be over, wouldn't it? That Winter Power Cornwallis form, as you referenced earlier, that is very interesting. And so Barry taking a price, Robbie taking a price. We're seeing the ball a little bit bigger, aren't we? I think Mick Barney should be clear fav, to be honest.
Yeah, so do I. I don't think you can say that he's bad value at the prices they are right now. You know, he looks a really progressive horse. I think.
Tippy Toes, any love for this? Keith Melrose put this up when we were doing Royal
Keith's
Ascot,
all over
and it
the
got
sprint.
mullered
He
in
had
the run.
no luck at Ascot.
No luck,
Yeah.
and Tom Siegel's gone for this as well, one of his price-wise picks today. I thought she was interesting, and I wondered whether they might, it's the Sousa and it's Johnson's, isn't it? You're thinking they might be. Come on,
right.
stall 2, let's get on with it.
Come a long way quickly. I mean,
Did you watch any of the
one
racing
off
there yesterday,
70s,
guys?
one off 77.
Dave was only third, wasn't he? But all the favourites were going.
Yeah, I
in.
wasn't too surprised with that. I think Regal Reality should have won.
Rocket Rodney looked good, didn't he?
He did, yeah.
Is that the Malcolm winner? Be hard to. He's a right rocket, isn't he?
How much
George
is he
Scott.
going to keep improving, though? with
Good
that
for
pair?
George Scott as well.
Yeah, and blimey, didn't Coltrane pick up?
Yeah, that was.
Hosed
We
up.
haven't handicapped that yet, but I don't know. I'm thinking.
That's the Ascot
I'm
Stakes
thinking
winner.
close to. I'm thinking like mid to high, nearly 120, I think, for that. So that puts him bang there for Group 1.
Yeah, oh no, he's
Same race.
potentially good with Cup next, I think, isn't
Yeah, that was really impressive.
he? Yeah.
I saw someone put something quite funny up on social about the fact that any word about the fact Callum Hutchinson got jucked off for Rob Ormby.
Rob Ormby got his deserved day. Poor old Callum Hutchinson who rode him, of course. In the
Well, it was a
Ascot
pattern
Stakes
race, though, wasn't it? You know,
Yeah,
he couldn't
exactly.
claim in that, but I mean, it was just quite funny. I
Oh,
thought.
thoughts of Poste over last week. That was a
Yeah.
great end to the show, wasn't it?
How's
Myself and
Coltrane
Basil.
managed to
Right,
get
they're
beat
in
out?
for the first. Come on, we got to get on. Let's rock and roll. Off we go to burn up. And Tippy Toe's not great out, actually. Looking on the inside as well. That was Mick Barney, but as we know, Mick Barney does take a bit of a ball. Now Sylvester de Sousa, because you're right, there's not a lot of pace on. He does find himself in front. Nymphadora for the Baldings up there. Method got a nice sit at the moment. Arecibo pulling his jockey's arms out at the moment. Rarsell right on the outside. Existed at the back. And also, if you are on existential... equilateral, sorry, I should say. Kieran Schumacher going to have to come from last verse. Not going that quick,
It's
Poste.
going to get messy.
Yeah, it's going to be messy.
Mick
Yeah,
Barney
you're
just
gonna
needs
need a
to
bit of
run,
luck.
doesn't he?
Yeah. Well, we need a gap.
We need to split. And now here we go. Equilateral, classy horse on his day as well. He's not done with it. He's going to need a run. Oh, it's getting messy on the
having
inside.
to wait.
Montador
Having
up.
to wait, Dave.
Rarsell's finding this a bit tough, isn't he?
We're having to wait.
Method's now got the gap.
Oh,
here
here
comes
we
Mick
go.
Barney. Go on, get the
No,
gap.
he's gonna get
Oh,
squeezed
we're getting
in.
balled all
Tom
over the
Marquand.
place.
This is
Get
not
up the fence, get up the
Rarsell's coming
fence.
on the outside.
Get up the fence.
Equilateral, no
Come on,
run.
Rarsell's going to take this out. Jake Galloway's going. Oh, here
Go on,
comes
Mick Barney, go on, Mick Barney.
Oh, it's too late in the day. Wow, the first two market leaders take out the first.
This is why sprints are horrible.
A luckless run. We'll
Yeah.
get to it. Pick the bones out of that barrier on the market.
Yeah, so Mitbahi traded at a low of only 1.83. Mitbahi. I think my horse got up for third place. He didn't get much luck in running. He showed he was quite brave, but I think Methods finished third at the finish. Razzle, Betfair SP at 3.89. Mitbahi went off favourite at 3.3. But Razzle, another one for the horse watchers, isn't it?
Yeah. Again, he's proved himself the pattern sprinter in the pack. The draw has done Mick Barney, hasn't it?
Massively, yeah.
And that stall 1, beaten by stall 6, small field. Tippy Toes ran a shot.
Poste called it the lack of pace. I mean, that's really impacted the result there, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Equilateral was well unlucky.
Well, you look at where James Doyle is now. He's got a clear lane, hasn't he? And then Tom Marquand, good race riding half, shuts the door on David Egan. He has to switch back up the fence there now.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden...
The gap's come, but too late for Mick Barney.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, if you're looking at Equilateral, who was ridden for luck, he didn't get much either.
We just can't really
Existent,
say that
run on
class
well.
has come to the
Oh,
fore. can
look
we?
at! I'll tell you what, Equilateral, wherever he goes next time, they usually try and find some.
I think he's better. I quite liked him, but I thought he's better fresh Equilateral.
That's what everyone's
I don't
pigeonholing
know if
him
he's
as.
going to kick on necessarily.
Yeah, we're watching the head on now. All right, we're off and running at Sandown. We're up to Haydock shortly. Okay. I feel like that's one that got away there.
Yeah, I feel
Jake
a
Galloway,
bit
right, of course, who
disappointed like that.
socialed in.
Yeah.
Well done, Jake. Off to an absolute flyer. Market got it right there, guys, didn't it? And we're watching the head on here, and Roger Varian was right. He'll be thinking that pesky Dave Orton said we needed to be on the fence, and I told him that we're going to need a bit of luck. David Egan, of course, Mishriff's rider, just a little bit too late. But I don't know. Take nothing away from this winner. He's ground it out. A furlong out, Barry said he went relatively high. You wouldn't have had him, would you?
Certainly not.
Let's get it up. MI comes back onto the show. Welcome back.
Yeah.
14.32
That is actually
sets
crazy
the
for a
first
sprint.
furlong.
That's crazy for a
That's toaster stuff.
group
isn't it?
three,
quick in that
group
upper
three
jumps,
sprint.
Yeah.
That's
Can't believe
toaster
it.
stuff. Absolutely. There's your Betfair SP then for the first race. The charge is over and done
Mate,
with. I'll tell you what, the first 4 favs won at Sandown yesterday, wasn't it? The first 4, I think, didn't
Yeah.
it? And again, if you're going to Sandown at the moment, the weather being as consistent as it is, they do say the old sage punters, don't they, that July, after Royal Ascot, is when you go for it because the weather should be sound and the form is in the book, isn't it? Well done if you're off to a flyer there. All right, okay.
They've actually finished so... There's only like 2 lengths between about 8 horses there. I don't know if it's form to really trust going forward.
Okay, all right, great. All right, well, we're hearing... is there a quote for Glorious Goodwood coming, Barry, for this chap?
I didn't get one yet, Dave.
It will be the King George Stakes he's going for, we're being told. So keep your eyes out for that, Barry. And again, he's just... When these sprinters get on a roll, Barry, and he's brilliant, Mick Appleby, isn't he? At just keeping these horses progressing.
Yeah, he's 8 from 12 for that King George Stakes. And in the Nunthorpe as well, he's 14 from 20.
What price?
14 from 20 for the Nunthorpe and 8 from 12 for the King George Stakes.
Short, isn't it, for the Nunthorpe? That is a messy old race.
I mean, he started the season rated 94. I mean, this is an advertisement for Mick Appleby's training.
Well, he just always is.
Yeah.
You know, he's got his. You know, went to Ibiza, didn't he, and had a sojourn. Came back, basically got his yard at the all-weather tracks and got his horses and cast-offs.
Oh, what, we're going back a few years now.
We're going back a long way.
I thought you meant before Sandown.
What do you think of it? Not before Sandown.
What's he doing out in Ibiza?
Well, he was a barman. He was running a bar over there, yeah.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, Mick, absolutely. He's a right old character, Mick is. And, but he's so good at getting these horses for cheap. That's why the Horse Watch has done so well, really.
Yeah, what an acquisition, really.
And if you think about horses like Danzino, that's the one I always think, you know, started off, God knows what he was rated when he went to Mick and was running in Group 1s, you know.
Yeah.
I think he's had a bit more luck Rarsdale than a lot of those, though.
Punters love Mick as well, don't they? Because you can, you know, sort of get a pattern with Mick's horses.
Massively,
yeah. Give them a run and then unleash the beast. All right, which we've done here this afternoon on Racing Post Live. Welcome along if you're just joining the party. Myself, Dave Orton, back again for a sterling summer's day for you in the racing world. It's really good stuff at the moment, isn't it? With breath of fresh air that was Royal Ascot, of course. We saw the Irish Derby last week, Westover. Where does he go next? Is he a King George horse? Let us know. Let's have it all in. The greatest ever race. It's all out there at the moment here at Racing Post. And our sponsors Betfair along the way. We've got to go out to Haydock, guys, haven't we?
Yep.
Because we have got the Mile 6 handicap, Barry. I was expecting Sea King to go off Fav here for Sir Mark Prescott, but he's under pressure.
Yeah, it was put in very short, Dave, in fairness. He was put in at 3-1 Sea King, but all the money's been for Double Cherry. It was about a 10-1 chance on Thursday, and that price has just crashed. On the exchange, it's 5.7 Double Cherry, Sea King 5.8, Judy Bound 9.8, 8.8 Natalie Green, our very own Nat Green, or Nathaniel Green. That's the one that I like in it, and there's money coming for it all the time. So we're going to get our trade on now. Please, it's 5 places on the sports book here. So we're going to go to the sports book. If you toggle over there, and we're going to have 25 each way, Nathaniel Green.
Absolutely.
So
Natalie Green.
It's had 3 runs this year. Beat a Gero in Chepstow in April. Gave £5 to Bizarre Law last time out in Goodwood. He'll be ridden prominently, which I think you're going to want. I think it's very soft in Haydock today. It could even be worse than soft. It could get heavy. So I thought this was a very tricky race now, it has to be said. I haven't got a very strong opinion in it, but the opinion that I do have is that this horse, the race should be run to suit, and then he'd be thereabouts at the finish.
We're not napping Nat Green at Haydock, are we? She's there today, by the way, for ITV, Nat Green. I think she did on the morning show, didn't she? She said that you might have alerted her to this runner at the weekend, Barry. Was that right?
I did, yeah. I don't think she got it when I sent it to her.
Well, the funny thing is, what she actually said, Barry, she went, well, I didn't reply because I didn't know if it was actually our Barry. She said on Twitter. I said, well, there's only one Betfair Barry, I said. But yeah, of course, this is a horse that, with his other one out now, Barry, it's a bit surprised there's not a little bit more love for it, really, because the cheap piece is on. It won well at Chepstow. It beat a Gero, didn't it, of course? He ran a big race in the Duke of Edinburgh at Royal Ascot. It then went to Salisbury, was it? And he got a terrible run. Musselburgh, sorry. He got a terrible run. And then last time at Goodwood, you know, he just looked like a horse that you could see grinding it out over further with some cheap pieces on. And they are not missing a beat, this team, at the moment. I've gone for Nathaniel Green as well. I didn't.
I like the Nathaniels with a bit of give in the ground as well.
Definitely.
He's never raced on it, but I don't think this is going to bother him.
Sire of Desert Crown? Yeah, Desert Crown. I'm right, aren't I? Yeah, and was it Westover as well, is he?
No,
Westover's Frankel.
Right, yeah.
Westover's a Frankel, of course. That was impressive last week, wasn't it? What Racing Post rating did we give that, Rob? Can you look it up for me, please?
Yes.
I would like to see that.
I think He was about 1-2-4.
Was it?
But
That puts him firmly in the King George picture, doesn't it?
He's in the picture,
Barry
yeah.
was
But
giving us
yeah,
short
1-2-4. He's in the picture, but he's not going to beat Desert Crown, is he?
It's hard to see
Desert Crown is open.
Yeah,
to
cracking race, Mike.
Oh.
I mean, like, I'm not being funny. Ascot is going to suit Westover far more than Epsom. Like, you know,
Yeah, true.
stiff right-handed track. I mean, I still think Desert Crown will win, but as in you'd think the track is going to be a leveller.
We did reason that before his win last week. It's like Sandown, isn't it? Which is where he's won both his two previous races. Dimp comes on and says, I had a couple of large tickles in this, and I think Zimmerman and thank you, Dimp. This is nice and easy, isn't it? And Givolato. Proven over the trip. All right, a word for any of those, Robbie, because you've looked at this race.
Yeah,
Your original fancy.
Potentially interesting stayer.
For the Botties.
Yeah, it looked a decent race, the one he ran in last time. Won by Salvatore Mundi at Doncaster. Gave him an RPR, me and Rodders, a 99. He's off 92 here, but he's gone up 4. I think there's a lot of interesting ones here. My actual initial selection, Hello Jumeirah's not running. So I think I'll stick with Duty Bound for Andrew Baldwin. Beat a horse we really like called Moonlit Warrior at Sandown pretty comprehensively on his first start at 1 mile 6. You wouldn't necessarily think Kingman's over that far, but not one bit. Sort out really well. I think there's a bit more to come. He's only up £5. But my main selection is out of the race, so it's not sort of maximum faith.
You would have gone for the other Haggis horse,
Yeah,
wouldn't you?
I really liked Hello Jumeirah, which is a massive price. But maybe you could treat that as a show of faith in the other Haggis horse, Nat Green, but we'll have to see.
Yeah, Nathaniel Green then running for us at the moment. Posty, what wins the 205?
Givolato for me, yeah. As in, like Rob said, he ran very well behind Salvatore Mundi. They came from quite a long way back as well, didn't they? You know, as in, he'd been made favourite on his penultimate start over 10 furlongs at Sandown as well. Just the Hood's maybe an interesting application. I mean, not that he looks like keen or quirky, but I just wonder if it might help Neil Callan.
I always
give him
sigh
a more
when I see a
positive,
Hood on a horse I fancy.
ride. You don't like him, do you?
It's a sigh.
Yeah.
Meh.
Do you like wearing hoodies?
I don't wear a lot of hoodies, to be fair. Maybe there's something in that.
Needed part of your wardrobe, huh?
Maybe, but I think it shows a greater resolution that I don't wear a hood. Actually, isn't it? Probably like the horses that need them. Just talk us through a hood quickly.
So a hood is put on to sort of cover the horse's ears, and it's I suppose it's to try and block out the background noise. And you know, horses are flight animals, and it's supposed to help them relax a little bit easier. Is the theory behind it? I mean, but like I say, Givolato doesn't really ever strike one of those, but I think he does get a bit warm before the race and that. So whether they're hoping it'll help him in the prelims, and I just wondered if Neil Callan can give him a slightly more positive ride than the last day at Doncaster. Again, I think he stays well, and Master Craftsman's again, I think, go all right on slow ground as well, so I don't think the ground will be an issue.
Neil Callan's been having a bit of a renaissance
since
the Royal Ascot win.
Very good rider though, isn't he?
50 to 1 2-year-old winner at Yarmouth in the week.
Is that right? Yeah.
Feel good moment of the week, guys, by the way, wasn't it, when Tomo called Ichtiraf Istibrak in that feature 3-year-old handicap. If you haven't seen it, go and look. Sir Michael Stout's last winner, probably it was, in the feature race at Yarmouth on Thursday. I was covering it for the race. It's absolutely superb. Istibrak over the line. It was absolutely brilliant.
I think the stand-up...
People that had a problem with that, wobble your heads. It's just a bit of fun, all right? And this is Tomo, he's a bit of a legend, so just get off his back.
The actual stand-up moment of the week was Gay Kellaway calling our reporter Jonathan Harden Ed live on Sky Sports Racing.
One of the unbeatable moments in the history of the Racing Post.
Unbelievable.
That was on Sky.
Called him a hanger-on as well.
She said, "We've got a hanger-on Ed from the Racing Post," and John's face.
Yeah, he
didn't know quite what to do.
He looked like he wanted to run away and cry. It was
Jonathan Harding, who of course did follow Gay and a merry band over to Ukraine to rescue some horses.
Got back from Ukraine. Yeah, he'll be writing a decent feature on that. Look forward to reading that.
Yeah, absolutely. He's going for Rider of the Year, mate. So that's they'd
spent time together.
Out of it.
He reached out to her because Gay had been over before, and she said, all right, go on then, you can jump in the box. And he did a bit of driving and he did a bit of manual work, but he also covered it. So you're going to be able to read that soon.
Oh, nice.
And everyone on the trip called him Ed subsequently, which was,
Barry, we had a drink with Ed Harding, didn't we? After the show on Saturday, we were in at Royal Ascot. He's a good guy, and we were having a bit. We said that'd be something to read, wouldn't we?
Yeah, I thought that could be an interesting feature. That he was a lot of characters, I'm sure he went away with, and I think he gave us a little taster of it on Twitter there the other day. So looking forward to reading that. Yeah, I'm sure it's going to be really interesting.
And honestly, that moment when she called him Ed was absolutely brilliant. My name's John, actually.
He did.
So was this before they went on the trip?
This was
or
before.
after?
He was at Brighton with us.
Sorry.
Winner at Brighton.
Sorry, I thought you meant this was subsequent. I was going to say...
Just about to set off. He's about to spend a week with her. He's
Right.
like, calling me Ed all week.
Yeah.
You know, brilliant, because Gay is a fearsome individual, as we well know.
I did share the video on our internal communications platform, Workplace, but he didn't take that too well, so I ended up deleting it.
Can you clip it and tweet it, because we'd like to see it again? I'm sure everyone would love to.
Yeah.
Right, they're going in at Haydock. I'm thrilled to tell you, one of 3 sterling races we're bringing you there. Cannot wait for the Lancashire Oaks. Really fancy one in that. And then, of course, after that, a precursor to the Eclipse. It's the old Newton Cut, and there's a proper hot pot in that, isn't there?
Yeah, massively. Yeah. Would you be keen at that sort of price? Yeah.
Well, it's just them. You don't want to take them on at the moment,
No.
the Haggis team, do you?
But you can't really back it at that price, can you?
Madness.
It's that Group 1 entry, isn't it, people?
We'll find out if Barry likes it as we go on. But actually, I think it's almost like me and Baz have, been linked to that, because a lot of our a lot of telepathic stuff going on. A lot of our
You like that, don't you? It gives you a boost.
It does.
Yeah.
Of course it does.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to falter on my own base if they go down.
Yeah. What about the Prescott form for Sea King? Is that a concern still?
It's a matter of time before St Mark's horses start hitting the back of the net, I think. They're all running okay.
They've been running a bit better, haven't they? Yeah.
Yeah, and this bloke, it's just about the ground with him, but it's Kills that likes him. Can't remember. Oh, no, he likes Double Cherry, doesn't he? I think now his favourite, isn't it, Barry? Double Cherry?
On the exchange, you can't separate them. 5.7 each and 2. Double Cherry and Sea King. Duty Bound 12. 7.8 Nathaniel Green. That's strong. 9.6 Valsad. 10.5 Spraycaster. That's some money for that.
Yeah, money for Valsad. That's quite interesting, isn't it? Those old Luca Kamani colours, Harry Davis on. The £5 claimer of the season thus far, I think we can say that. Benoit de la Salle quickly behind him. Money as well for Duty Bound, for Her Majesty, who Robbie Wilders likes. So
why draw a negative here with how close it is to the bend?
It's the tightest bend in racing, this, isn't it? And even Chester's got, you know what I mean? This is what the jockeys tell you that ride jump. They don't like it over jumps, do they? They're kind of like, it's like a right angle.
The bottom bend, yeah. As in it. But do you know what? It's cambered well. I don't ever feel like you slip or anything on it.
How was your record at Haydock?
I think it was
Did you have a big winner there?
I rode some winners there. Yeah.
You were probably riding races that don't exist there anymore, didn't you? I'd imagine. Like
Possibly, yeah.
The old Tommy Whittle.
It's been a while, hasn't it?
It has been a while, mate. It has. And here you
We're
are.
off anyway.
Classic
Enough of
RP
you
for the night
reminiscing.
before.
Yeah.
We're lucky enough to have Poste with us though, and good luck wherever you're playing in this 205. A horse that I have had a little bit on because he let me down last time, and I don't like abandoning horses like that. Is Spadecaster. He's right out the back, being ridden to conserve his energy over this trip. Unlike. Who's this going up in the colours? There's always an outsider that goes to the front. It's Aknamara for Jason Hart and Mark Johnson. Jason Hitman Hart, of course, going to be getting more rides for the Johnsons because poor Joe Fanning had a terrible tumble at Hamilton in the week. We think Joe's all right, but on the sidelines perhaps for a little while. Who else is up there at the moment? Sea King, unsurprisingly there.
Yeah, got a really good pitch.
Let's have a look for, what's this actually leading? I wanted to say this was a Giavaletto, but I'm...
No, Giavaletto's midway.
Dark Mystery out in front. The Brookhouse colours, I think, is it?
Yeah, Ian Williams, and Andrew Mullen.
It really didn't get mentioned at all. The right outside. Let's look for some more fancied horses in the run. Nathaniel Green got a lovely sit there under young Kieran Fallon. Again, as the Haggis team prosper, so does he. Stevie Donahoe getting loads of winning rides as well. It's great to see. Some other horses there. Percy Jones for Hughie Morrison. Josephine Gordon becoming back into fashion. It's great to see as well. She's out the back.
Where's Double Cherry?
Where is the Double Cherry?
Midway, sort of, a little fraction keen.
Loves soft ground, but a mile 4 winner, so untested over the trip. There was a lot of love for Zimmerman in the socials out there. Where's old Zimmerman? Is he in the frame?
Hey.
Oh dear.
First of many.
You're here all week, yeah.
First of many, I'm afraid.
I think Zimmerman's in 4th.
You wait till I get onto Native Trail and all that sort of
stuff.
stuff.
You've got Hans Zimmerman.
Good position.
What about your Giavaletto before we go to Barry?
Giavaletto midway, and then certainly is in closer proximity than last time out. So yeah, I'm happy enough at the moment.
Just a moderate gallop, really, Barry, at the moment. What's the market like?
Yeah, but they're well strung out. Having said that, it's 5.2 each or 2 still. Double Cherry and Sea King. They just can't separate them. Nathaniel Green is into 6.4. 9 Duty Bound, but for my money, Sea King has the box seat there. He seems to be travelling best.
Yeah, absolutely. And you imagine this will be a trial, or a stepping stone, I should say, for Keith's race, of course, at the Ebor meeting, the Melrose, the most prestigious mile 6 mini Ebor, isn't it? Into the home straight we come. Unsurprisingly then, guys, making a beeline away from that far side. Wilders, you're going well.
Yeah, going nicely.
Duty Bound.
It's all going to change quite quickly now because it doesn't seem like they've gone that hard.
Spadecaster feeling the pinch. Look at Double
Lifting now,
Cherry
he's
cruising. Who's going to get home best then? Sea King poised to pounce. Duty Bound now gets a shake of the reins. Double Cherry cruising through. Jim Crowley looks confident. Nathaniel Green's there. He's a grinder, isn't he? Not going to be quite good enough because he's not got the rung. It's definitely Luke Morris at the moment. What's this on the outside coming? Percy Jones, is it? He's got a bit of a run as well.
Double Cherry.
Double Cherry. Giavolotto. Come on, Posty. You love a winner on this show.
Yeah, exactly.
Come on, Posty.
Come on, Neil.
Nathaniel Green's coming.
Come on, Neil.
Come on, we might get this. Come on, Nathaniel Green. This would be
Mine
awesome.
can't go. Mine doesn't know which way to go.
Nat Green's going to do
Come
you.
on, Kieran.
Come on,
Nat
Neil.
Green.
Come on, Neil.
Come on, Natty.
Come on, Neil.
Come on, Neil. Cullen and Kieran.
Come on, Neil.
Come
Come on, Neil.
Oh, Nat Green wins at Haydock. Would you believe it? She's going to be even more insufferable up there now. She messaged me yesterday saying, Barry Orr's pinpointed I am running in the 2:05 at Haydock on Saturday. And guess what? She's won.
Grounded out. You said it in your commentary. He's a grinder, and that's exactly what he did. The ground didn't inconvenience. They didn't really go any pace, but he stayed on best of everything. Giavoletto traded a low 1.61, Charlie, so 6-4 on for your selection. Yeah. But the winner, well supported, it has to be said. Betfair SP is 7.42 from the runner-up, who had a Betfair SP of 18.5.
And right into 6-1, Barry. That man is at it again. William Haggis. How many winners is that this week so far, Robbie? Can you pick that up?
I'm going to get that data for you, Dave.
I mean,
multi on the move.
Yes.
We got that in our multi. We did, yeah. Multi on the move.
Multi on the move. Absolutely, all the lines coming out. Yeah, great stuff. Happy days. I mean, could be having a better week than William Haggis.
14 winners in the last 2 weeks.
How many runners?
14 winners. That's the 15th.
I mean, no, you want to look at his last 9.
Wow.
7 winners.
He's had 2
7 from
losers.
9 last
7
runners.
from 9, yeah.
And the two losers were a Dabe.
Who finished
and
third.
Thunder Legend beating half a length.
Yeah. So 7 winners, a second and a third.
I don't know what it is, but he has got some mojo, hasn't he?
Yeah.
William is just one of the best we've seen ever, I think. I think we can say
Ever?
that. Ever.
Oh.
Yeah.
He does seem to have taken it to another level the last few years. When I started watching racing, I didn't associate Haggis.
Not being funny, but if you had a flat horse, you're going to take it to, of a certain level.
Yeah.
If you could.
You wouldn't have associated him.
If you could afford it.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have associated him like 5 years ago as like a top sort of 5 trainer. Is that just me? Or
I mean, he did. I mean, crikey, when did he win the Derby? 1996.
Well, he didn't have the plethora of Group 1 winners, but his horse is just. He gets the best out of almost every single horse he's got. Yeah. And what I love about his horses, Barry, you're coming for this as well. That horse has got cheek pieces on, but they tell me one dodge pot from William Haggis's yard.
No, he said that they all seem genuinely good horses, don't they? They don't seem to dodge a fight. I thought he's an interesting one because they put the cheek pieces on him. I don't like. He did kind of just shy away a little bit when he pulled his whip through into his right hand. He kind of hung away a bit, but I think he was relatively comfortable at the finish, wasn't it? Really.
Pricked his ears there going
How
over the
big
line.
did he go, Barry, in the run? Remind us again.
He didn't trade that big at all in running, Dave, because he was always there or thereabouts. So I think just a high of maybe 10 or something.
One of those remarkable moments where I get every week where I expect Barry to come and say it was going to be quite big because I thought he was in trouble. And if I was playing running, well, don't do it, I'm too emotional. And Barry wants to call me the worst in running judge out there.
He's not far wrong with that.
He's not far wrong. But I tell you, Barry, if you were here, you'd be sharing this with me at the moment. 6-1 winner on the board. Multi on the move, guys. And it's going to get even better in the next race if William Knight takes it out with, I think, the now Fav in the challenge, the money back special race, Barry.
Yeah, money back special. This race, the 225 in Sandown. Cashback is a free bet if your horse fails to place. So it's a great offer. It's available on both Sportsbook and Exchange. So check out the T's and C's there. Cashback is a free bet if your horse fails to place in this race in Sandown. I do like check and challenge. I liked him on Thursday. It was a 6-1 chance. He's into 11-4 now. He's very, very short. But I have him in the multiple. He won the Brandon Stakes in Newcastle. The second Dubai Poet has been third in the Jersey since. The third Imperial Fighter was third in the Irish 1,000 Guineas. He went to Newmarket behind Caribas in the 2,000 Guineas. And when his chance was gone, he wasn't knocked around. He finished down the field. He was beaten around 10 lengths. But he's a 3-year-old. I do like a 3-year-old in against the older horses this time of year because he's getting £9 weight per age. And that's kind of swung it for me. But the market's speaking volumes for him. So we're just going to, it's a win or bust really with this guy. I think he'll either win or he won't be anywhere. He could struggle as a 3-year-old. So we're just going to have 25 quid win on him at 3.6. And obviously he's in our lucky 15 as well. So we'd love to see him win.
Interesting horse, because of course, dropping down from Guineas, it's a right dropping grade, this, isn't it?
Do you remember Gosden as well flagged
He
him
did.
up and said that if there's
put
one
some
horse,
pressure on him, didn't he?
If there's one horse that could get in the mix with Native Trail,
I'm sure
and
you
that,
feel
this was
about
the
it if
horse.
you're William Knight. All right, John, we've got a
Yeah.
sleeper here.
Yeah.
We don't need to, but there was money for him. He went off 33-1, but he was a massive price before that. Winner of both his races then on the all-weather, went to turf, and it was drawn on the wrong side.
Hated the track as well, do you think?
I think went into the dip. But he actually caught the eye a little bit during that, I thought. And he was going to run at Royal Ascot when he was pulled out of that. They come here. It's a massive drop in grade. So he's very interesting. It's just stall 9. Buick's going to have to be at his savviest here. Of course, the current leading jockey of 2022. One 3-year-old has taken this out in the last 10 years, but it was a well-backed shot. Tiger Tutera for the Hannons in 2018. There's your money back offer. Look, so this is why it's a good play, I guess, isn't it? Check and challenge. Is the trade on, Mr. Wilders?
Oh, it's on, yeah. I just wanted clarity on the stake, but we're in.
We're in. All right, great stuff. And the multi is on the move. I've got a mojo about me as well, but I'll give Robbie Wilders the chance.
Missed the value there, didn't we? Check and challenge. Yeah, he was. I think he was as big as 7-1 actually. When I was looking at the race on Thursday.
This is something that you're a bit of an oracle on these. We were talking in the office before we came on. So, you're going to tell us some of the races, what they were at the start of the week. It's mind blowing.
Yeah, there's so much anti-post value out there because these kind of races just always cut up massively.
And
I mean,
our next race at Haydock, you're going to tell us that the favourite was a
particular.
massive price at the start of the week, but. Honestly,
touch on that later, but
we don't get up early enough, some of us guys. I think. But William Knight has won this race as well, guys. I should say in 2016 with Secret Art, and this guy would be a lot better. So I don't know if you want to get on the Barry bandwagon, check and challenge it is then for Knight and Buick. Just that stall 9 that worries me slightly, and I've gone against him. I shall tell you after Robbie Wilders and Charlie Poste to give us the selections.
Charlie, please, after you.
Well, it's another sort of win and place like my last selection. Flying High, I've gone for. Andrew Bolding's got a good draw in 2. I don't think there's a massive amount of pace in this either as well.
He is a character.
He is a character, yeah, definitely. He drifted a bit right at Newbury when he looked like he nearly looked like he'd go and win. Got pulled in late on, but first time cheap pieces seemed to help, and he just looks like he's coming to the boil, Dave. For me, I just thought in an open race. He's got a lightweight, well drawn. I think he can ride in positive, which I think is going to be important because there's not a huge amount of speed in against him. And,
that's interesting.
And so yeah, that's why I came down with him Flying High. Yeah.
Do we agree that it's a prominent races track, Sandown?
I think it is a track that round the bend, especially. You can make all. Definitely.
I thought we might have seen the Cambridgeshire winning there yesterday for the Haggis team, Golden Voice. He's also only just getting his mojo going, this bloke. He keeps looking beaten in his race, and yesterday he took it apart. If that's not a Cambridgeshire horse, I'll be very surprised. Of course, at Newmarket, one of the Autumn Double, very valuable mile 1 handicap later on. In fact, it looks perfect for it. OK, Robbie.
Yeah, check and challenge. He could be anything, couldn't he, really? We just don't know how good he is. I think the value's probably gone now. I mean, he might go and do it, but I think Sinjari probably should be favourite. He's completely rock solid. I mean, he's actually won his part of the track in the Royal Hunt Cup by a length and a half, and there's a good bit of daylight back to the third on that side. You just didn't want to be stand side in that race, and he was. He's been dropped £1 for that, so in a normal race he would have actually gone up. So I think he's well handicapped. I know he's off 105, and that's quite a big mark, but
yeah,
we are seeing a lot of big weights carried to victory more often in handicaps nowadays. I mean, obviously Trushan last week, so we just seen Rohan win a Wokingham off top weight back to back. I think he's well up to it, and he's had 18 starts, but he seems to be improving since he joined Harry and Roger Charlton from Haggis, which seems quite surprising.
Well, I know a lot about this horse. He was the John Smith's Cup winner, of course, and he should have won the London Gold Cup when he was beaten by Headman.
He's not won enough for his ability, really, has he?
He has had a few issues. I think he's very talented horse on his day. He cruised through that Hunt Cup. You say he might have been on the wrong side, but as we saw later in the week, the Stanswell was no bad place to be. It turned out.
True.
I just wondered whether mark 105 was high enough, and the lack of pace in here won't be ideal for him. No, I get it,
that's
but
a concern,
but actually, Kills made a very good point. If you read Paul Keeley's scissors as they go in at Beverley, so we can't be too far off at Sandown. Can we? Around about 6 minutes away.
Yeah.
Kills reasoned that Sinjari might be too short in this race, so he was going to pass it over. I think I read last night when I was reading his sizzlers. So
he did. Yeah.
Very backable price now, isn't he?
He put up Sinjari early in the week, though, didn't he?
There you are.
as
So
well.
and again, Paul
at the
Keeley
price.
does what you do, doesn't
Yeah,
he? Gets up on
exactly.
a Monday,
With a
does it
big
for the
two.
weekender. Yeah, you're in good company there.
I
Seems
just think.
as
I mean, he's done 3 of his best 5. Actually, he's 3 actual best RPRs in his last 5 runs for Charlton's. So.
Yeah, so obviously he has improved.
don't know-
Or
I don't
maybe
know,
to the point he's
maybe
found some consistency.
Yeah, it might have just been his like soundness issues. I mean,
Sure,
I'm
they
not
thought it was a group
criticising.
horse. And
Yeah.
I spoke to Stevie Donahoe after he won on the John Smith's Cup on him, and he said I thought it was going to win really well, and I had to really get after him. So he has got a lot under the bonnet.
Yeah, talent now.
Here's socials up. Oh, here we go. The Commander's on. Well, here we are. How's the famous grouse going down, Commander? Can't have Sinjari for this. Taking a chance on darkness and hope. David Egan gets a double today. Okay, let's give that chap.
Do you know what? I think Darkness is a well-handicapped horse. I think I'm waiting for him to run on soft ground.
Who do I associate this with? Oh, he's put up in the Lincoln,
David
wasn't
O'Mara,
he?
yeah.
Sam Hart
I mean,
was in
his
the office. He was all over
mark's
him.
falling. His mark's falling, but he's not run on proper soft ground yet. And
Who is it that's got the David O'Mara theory? Is it you?
That's me, yeah.
Yeah. What's it? Remind us of this.
Well, maybe his horse. He gets horses to improve maybe after he's had them for a season.
And it is David
Like Lord
O'Mara, by the way,
Glitters
Posty. I know that you like to call him O'Meara. that, he doesn't like that.
I
So
mean,
O'Mara.
I'm going to carry on calling him O'Meara.
I think maybe
you are.
they just need like half a dozen or so or more runs. But he's run 6 times for O'Mara since March.
So this
He's
is
come
coming
down
near
7.
to your theory,
He's down
isn't it?
7, isn't he?
He's down
Yeah.
7, and he's not run on testing ground. I mean, he ran the Group 1 behind Van
He's got the
Gogh.
one poke, Commander.
as a
That's probably what
juvenile.
you're looking at, isn't it?
Wait until he gets soft ground.
They paid a lot of money for him, like they do for a lot of these horses from France, O'Mara's. You know, Lord.
You just
Glitters
know
being-
he is going to win races eventually. I don't think it's going to be today, but keep an eye on him.
What worries me about him going into the Lincoln is he'd had him a long time, and now he's got the visor and things like that. So I don't know. Well, you need to see it a bit, Commander. I
Yeah,
think.
he's one of those where you probably need to see something. You need to see more.
Stall 1, Sandown, over a mile, absolutely ideal. I remember Magical Morning taking this out last year when we watched this. Of course, that was from the outside stall, but usually you want to be low and sort of prominent. Andy Sim, welcome back, Andy. Lion Tower looks good each way, bet to me. And perfect timing, Andy, because that's where I've fallen in this race. So we put it.
We had him last time,
We
yeah,
did.
yeah.
Chalet hasn't done that form any good, but they got the tactics totally wrong at Musselburgh this week on Chalet's last. He tried to stretch him, didn't he?
Yeah.
And he looked in trouble. And he showed a really good attitude. I just thought he was rock solid.
He
in
is
this
solid,
Lion Tower.
yeah.
He needs another career best, but he's only up £3 for a York run. And he's from, you know, Sam Jones knows him. Grant Chew's having Saturday winners again, isn't he? And from stall 4, I just think
he'll be up
everything
there,
goes
won't
right
he?
for him.
Yeah, he'll be up. Yeah.
He was looking at Haydock apparently for him this week. He said to us in our reports, but this ground's going to be perfect for him. He might find some back class too good for him, like maybe a sleeper in the race, who I'm going to come to in a second, or something like Sinjari, a bit too classy. Escobar was placed in the race last year, the other O'Mara horse as well. On his day, very capable. If there's a decent pace on the go, that'd be the worry for him.
106 though.
106.
That is big.
Because of course he's done something he doesn't often do this year, and that's win at
Yeah.
York, wasn't it? He beat Udalalia neck.
So he's been placing this 3 times.
Yeah, 3 times been
Yeah.
placing this. Blimey, because this is a stepping stone to the Golden Mile at Glorious Goodwood, isn't it? The biggest draw race of the year. Whoever wins this usually goes there. Nedster comes back on, another regular. Great to have you on. Anyone on here reckon Kieran Fallon is after that Gosden job? He's been winning well lately. After the Gosden
He
job.
wouldn't get it on his ride in the St James's Palace, that's for sure.
Do you think that was his fault? No, that is a
Hang
real.
on,
No.
Hang on.
Yeah.
He's Rodway's deputy.
Yeah.
I'm on the wind-up.
You are in the
Seems
wind
like a
up.
lovely fella.
Yeah, no. And of course, the RP Reed tomorrow on Sunday is Dad, Kieran Fallon, and he saw the line in the week.
I don't think he's ready for the Gosden job for full stop, but that about Ascot is, it's a low blow, that.
Well, I don't know. Gosden to Haggis, Haggis to Gosden. I mean, James Doyle left Haggis to go to Gosden, didn't he? And then Godolphin, I think.
I'm just saying I'm not sure he's ready for that job.
Would you give it to
That's
Poste?
an interesting point. I want to. Is that? It's a bit like
What, is it a
Liverpool, and
step
Man
up?
City, and Man United, isn't it?
Well,
Whoever's
let's have
on
Chelsea.
Do you
then.
see what I mean? Is it the step up it used
I think
to
for
be?
constant Group 1 class. I mean, I know
Do you
maybe.
want to leave Haggis's right now to go to Gosden?
I think if I got offered the stable jockey job there, I would, yeah. Because
guess
he's not
maybe
stable
it'd come
jockey
down
yet.
to Doyle.
Haggis is he?
The two stables are operating at a very similar level now.
Yeah.
They didn't like Gosden was.
That's my point.
A more
But
dominant
it's
trainer.
It's Marquand's job at Haggis,
Yeah.
surely, you know?
Yeah,
Fair
true.
point. So if he was offered the biggie,
Yeah.
Who'd you
I
give
think
it
we're
to
all
then?
aware that Kieran Fallon is sitting on a biggie. He's obviously leading rider for Qatar at the moment.
Yeah.
We've got some good 2-year-olds coming through if they've not got the old horses. All right, there we go.
Can I
digress,
just
sorry.
speak about Escobar a bit more? This is the best named horse in training, I think, because he's by a famous name, and apparently he's called Escobar because he's got a white mark on his nose. Pablo Escobar.
Is that right?
Genius.
And we know
That
these
is
colours
right, yeah.
very well,
That's always
don't we, of
stuck
course?
with me, that.
We always talk about these colours, Barry, don't we? Gullah and the like. It's the Witham Sea thoroughbreds. Is there any love for our old friend Escobar?
Not really. He's 12.5, Dave. He's steady away at that. Has been matched at a high of 16.5, 16, nearly over 500 quid at 16. So yeah, it's probably fair to say that it's a very competitive betting heat. Obviously, check and challenge into 3.9 now. So he's a 3-1 chance on the Betfair Exchange. Sinjari, who was favourite when we first went up with this race, is 5.37. 6 Line Tower. He's probably one of the strongest in the market now. Tres Fleur is negative out to 5.15. Escobar 12. Uzo, another one that we've spoken several times about on this show. He's 11.5.
Loves Sandown. Graham Robbie put him up yesterday as one of the better bets of the day on that. Ignore Royal Ascot, he said. Everything went wrong. And if he goes back to that previous Sandown form, he will have a chance as well. The multi's on the move. The lucky 15, the first leg went in. Haydock, right juicy price that Nathaniel Green was. And Check and Challenge just watching him. He's having a little think about going in Poste, is he?
Yeah, he is. Yeah, definitely. But I don't think it's anything the stall handlers aren't going to be able to deal with. They're just going to get a couple of them there to get behind him. And yeah, I think he'll go forward now. Yeah,
bit of an art, isn't it, being a stall handler?
They are unsung heroes.
Isn't he?
He is.
Incredible job.
I wonder whether that's a bit of sweat, Barry. Actually, it's a warm old day out there, isn't it? Of course,
I always
sun
worry
shining at Isha.
if they have enough covering on their faces, stalls handlers.
Is he the last one in, guys?
Like,
It's the challenge. Oh no,
they should really be wearing
Escobar
proper American
needs
football.
to go in.
Escobar needs to be
Yeah.
smuggled in.
I think so, yeah. Because if you get
Mustawa, an old
kicked
friend of
by a
mine,
horse.
Mustawa. You were going on about something then, sorry.
Yeah, sorry,
I think that's them now, Dave.
Just making another point. I think stalls handlers should wear like NFL helmets.
We'll get back to that point, or maybe not. Right, okay, all right, we're going in the 225. We're off and running. The anti-postman could do with a lift here. Remind us, Robbie, who your selection is and where it is in the run.
Well positioned, I reckon.
Mustawa, thankfully, going to give us some pace in the race. Lion Tower, the one for late money, said Barry. I'm up with that one. He's got a lovely sit at the moment. This is, I think, where you want to be, along with where Poste is. I don't like your position, Barry, at all. What's Check and Challenge done in the market? He's caught out wide in his game.
Out to 4-1, 5.1. Sinjari's your favourite now at 4.7. 6-4 Line Power, 8 Uzo.
You must be loving Sinjari.
Yeah, I'd be
look at the postman's face. He's getting excited.
I'd be very surprised if Check and Challenge can win from here. He's not.
It's just so tough, isn't it? Lacking that experience, he's got to come from last place. Posty, what do you like? Where's Flying High?
Flying High is
Right up
upsides
there.
in front, down on the fence, as we said. Like, not a huge amount of confirmed front runners, and he's bang there.
Look at Escobar. He's going to need to be smuggled into it late. Anyone get that pun second
lovely.
time? There we go. What's this in the? What's this? Oh, Tahitian Prince, of course. For the Staffords.
In trouble.
Trey Fleur, who's been put up by Tom Seagull, well handicapped, of course, on his best form. Look at Sinjari's travelling. Darkness not out of it. Lion Tower's there. Will he be good enough? That's the question. What's this on the outside? Chance for the Christopher. I think Sinjari's going to... Look at Check and Challenge. Now he's coming.
Actually,
What a
now
talented horse he is. Win, lose or draw.
I think Sinjari's probably going to get
He's going to be a good horse for the future. Flying high on the inside, just finding Lion Tower, hanging it away. It's going to be Sinjari. Look at this. Come on, Barry. Can't possibly get this, can we? He's just going to find Sinjari too strong. That early exuberance and the Sandown Hill, whatever he does in the future, Check and Challenge is definitely the one to take up this. Uzo's coming late. Not going to go there. The Wilders takes it out with Sinjari. Can't keep a good man down. We'll go to Robbie. After that, they must have done a long way out, Barry.
Yeah, they did. Check and Challenge hit a low of 208. Can't believe that. He never looked, in my eyes, once like he was going to win the race. He traded a low of 208, so even money, Check and Challenge. I had a Betfair SP of 4.1. Sinjari, a Betfair SP of 5.10. Uzo, who ran on to finish potentially second, or if not, he's definitely third. 5.9, he hit a low of in running. So, yeah, no massive in running story there, Dave. Winner had a clear run, but just what happened to Check and Challenge that he was stone cold last?
Well, run a very strange race.
Now,
they just drop him out because of the draw.
Yeah, well, it didn't look to me like he jumped badly or anything like that. He looked like he just was taken back and.
Oh, look, Trey Fleur's just gone slightly out. Look, SDS has kept him out. Look, because Trey Fleur, basically the Mick Shannon horse, SDS is quite keen. He's got no choice.
But did William Buick just feel that they went way too fast? That he didn't want to get involved.
I think he had to take his medicine, Barry, after SDS kept him out. I don't think he wanted to be there at all. He's probably a horse that needs to get some cover, and he wasn't going to get it on the wide outside. And rather than blow your brains and finish last, he's done probably the best he can, believe it or not, Will Buick. I think he's definitely the horse to take out of this, without question.
Without question, yeah. I mean,
I don't think it's Buick's finest.
no.
Finest ride.
Oh, Barry, never had you down for one of them.
I mean,
No, I'm just saying.
he's run off under an 8.
Excuse me. I'd say if you had,
Gesundheit, Barry.
had it to do, he'd be a little bit closer to the pace if he had the race to ride again. Would that be a fair statement, Charlie?
Yep, I think definitely.
That livid, it made him sneeze.
Yeah.
The
Well,
fact he's racing off under an 8.
Do you think we should be 2 from 2 in the multi now, Barry?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
Yeah, all right, fair enough. Anyone, of course, who backs Shinjari, unlike like Robbie Wilders,
Yeah, I
you
don't
must
know.
have thought it was plain sailing.
Yeah, I don't know if he's going to win again. He'll go up a few.
Oh my lord, the greed of man.
just be.
He's
got his
Just
win.
be thankful for yeah.
I mean, I think Check and Challenge is definitely. He could be a Group 2 horse, I think.
Without
to be
question.
honest. Yeah.
That's what I saw.
I'm not
To
saying
pull
Group 1.
like that and to come in
Yeah.
a race where they didn't go that hard, because they sort of cannoned off that bend.
You think he'd go up slightly?
In trip.
Sorry, in the ratings.
Yeah, well, he will go up in the.
I think he
that-
could go
that's
up in
the
trip
issue.
as well.
As well, yeah.
No,
As
that
in-
won't be a problem. Will he go to the Golden Mile?
I just worry about him around the track a bit.
Goodwood, of course, we're talking about on the Friday of Glorious
Maybe
Goodwood.
what's the mile race at Goodwood that Tilsit won last year? He might go for that potentially. Actually, easier. Yeah, actually, maybe one more 2 races.
You have to be drawn in the first.
Yeah,
5,
I'd prefer him on a
don't
more
you?
orthodox track, to be honest. You know, he didn't handle Newmarket, and like he's got behind here and then
He's
made
not a
late
Cambridgeshire
headway.
horse, is he? Is he?
Can he win it off 110 or
We
something
didn't
like
like
that?
There'll
track
be
at
something
Newmarket,
rated
yeah.
like
Exactly.
95.
Maybe the
that's bad
Balmoral.
treated.
I'm thinking of mile handicaps here. Help me out there, people.
But I think he'd go up in trip. What about
you
John
think he'd
Smith's
go
Cup?
up in trip? Let's get some socials on.
Yeah, one more 2 before.
Mr. Forza 10. Mr. Rawza 10, not Forza. Mr. Rawza 10, welcome along to the show. Cannot wait to lay Check and Challenge next time, being overbet based on a flashing light run. Horse is ordinary, he says. I don't know. I think Will Buick didn't have much option there. What do you think? Lift him, Will. I see one of my favourites out there, Sam Kane. He said, Sam,
Look at where he's come
second.
from.
All right, we're off and running. Absolutely 3 races down. Cannot wait to go up to Haydock next. We've got 9 minutes until the Lancashire Oaks. We are nearly an hour away, would you believe it, from the Eclipse. Is it the race of the season so far, guys? Is it the greatest ever race? You get your chance to vote on that, of course, on the Racing Post. racingpost.com/greatest ever race. Get involved. Let us know. There's a poll out there as well on YouTube. I'm delighted to see loads of votes going in. Who wins the Eclipse? Will it be Vadeni? There's the greatest ever race. Well done, guys in the gallery. Dan and Sam on the ball as ever. /greatest ever race. Get involved. All the racing's biggest names putting in, including our guys on the panel here. Myself and Robbie were agreeing that Enable's King George, when she beat Crystal Ocean, was something for the annals of time. Archibald was yours. You weren't even on a wind-up, were you? And social went mad for that.
No, yeah, I completely agree. I thought it was a race
It was
and
Dawn
everything.
Run for Barry. All right. What about the guys in the gallery? Come on, I'll give you a shout. What's your greatest ever races? Bound to be something random for them. All right, let's go up to Haydock, shall we? As we bid farewell to the challenge. Check and Challenge didn't quite get over. Lion Tower's a bit disappointing there for me. Hung out of it. Maybe he's done enough rain for the year. What do you reckon?
I'll also throw in for the great races the race at Leicester when a fella actually went onto the track and raced the horse. Do you remember that? That's hilarious.
Not really.
He got banned for life.
That's one of your greatest ever
It
races.
was hilarious.
I mean, we're getting an insight into Robbie's
Yeah, there's a
mind
fella-
here, which I'm not sure is a good
There's
thing.
a fella on a stag do just wearing like a shirt and trousers, just actually like
It's
sprinting.
a bit surprising he doesn't have more often.
I've a vision of him on a Boris bike riding around London, thinking about a race at Leicester where a bloke raced a horse.
Well, you know that they were going to do the road racing, weren't they? You could see Robbie involved in that, couldn't you? Maybe he was to get involved with the Racing League or something like that. Right, I'm going to give you the floor in a minute because you are
Give me
not
the floor.
quite a 6-1 winner, but you're not far off getting this tipping
7-2,
trophy. And
yeah.
You came in saying on a terrible run, you must be feeling much better about yourself.
Yeah, I am, mate. Yeah, it's amazing what a winner can do. Brings you back, doesn't it?
It really does.
Yeah,
It
I
really
like
does.
one in the Lancashire. What time is it?
2:40.
2:40.
We're on it now.
Not
We're
gone
on it
that
now.
long
There's
now,
the market. Barry, oh yeah, I was expecting this. Robbie's going to tell us what price she was in the week, but what price is a shard at right now?
Currently trading at 3.35, so 9-4. She was a 7-2 chance when we first went up with the race. Free wind was 13-8 favoured initially. That's out to 4-1 now on the exchange. 6-day alert. Sila Rota is 6.49 for Kawida. It's 18 bar. I like a shot at the Filly Mares winner from Champions Day last year. She had a respectable enough first run back, and obviously this is going to bring her on again for the a tilt at the Yorkshire Oaks. But I think she's a filly that we know she stays and we know she handled the ground. Can't say that about a lot of them in here. And I thought at the price at 3.3 now, we're going to have 25 quid win on her. Just win only, please. Robbie, happy to be a backer at 3.3 as well.
Absolutely.
I'm with you, Barry. I'm with you all the way.
25. Yeah, a Sharda. Oh, sorry, wait. You're saying a Sharda, aren't you? Yeah, 25.
Yeah. On the exchange, Robbie, please.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Thank God someone's watching, Barry.
Yeah.
Apologies.
Sorry, I'll keep closer attention on him.
I mean, don't.
You're being
Don't
schooled
blame yourself,
by.
Poste.
I mean, he's a BHA jockey coach, and now he's coaching you, our trading post expert, on how to use the Betfair Exchange.
There we go.
We like the,
25
we
Nick.
like the
Missed the
education.
price as well. It's 315 now. Missed the
Oh,
price.
Makes me feel worse than I already
Wages
am.
will be getting docked now.
Wake up, Robbie. Will you wake up, man? Will you?
What wages? I'm going to say after
No,
this.
we all missed the 7-1 earlier in the week anyway.
Yeah. Now, you're telling me that this was 7-1.
Yeah,
at the start
because
of the week.
I studied this race on Tuesday because I didn't like free wind, and I thought it's a race that always cuts up. There's about an average of 40 runners in the last 7 years. Something ridiculous. And Ashada was 7-1. I was very tempted to put her up, but I ended up going for Invite, who's just been withdrawn, which is frustrating.
That's annoying.
And Stay Alert, who was 12-1, and now it's 5-1.
Tell us about Stay Alert then. You get the floor.
Right, this is a half-sister to Staghorn, who was best. He's a proper stayer.
He's jumping now, isn't
he? Yeah.
Jumping now. His best performance
And the Albert Bartlett.
was on soft over 2 mile 2 at Pontefract. She hasn't had the chance to run on soft ground yet. I think that's really gonna help her here. She's got that form behind Nashua, 2 starts back. That's obviously looking red hot now. 12 pound in weight for age, rated 104. I think this is great placing. I think she's a good bet. I think I know the 12s is gone, but I'd say 9-2 is still very fair. I don't like the favourite. I also think Ashada has questions to answer over this trip on soft ground. I know she won soft over a mile.
Are you thinking Free Alert at a free win was the fav? She's really weak in the market now, isn't she?
Oh yeah, I wanted to.
She was the original favourite, wasn't she?
Yeah, but this Shard was interested at 7s because this is a Group 1 winner without a penalty. But
Prescott's horse was in it, of course, and now goes to France tomorrow.
Yes, and that was another reason why she was so big because Alpinista was taking up a massive part of the market. And if you can spot these things early,
last year's winner, Alpinista, of course. Yeah,
this is the key to anti-post betting: finding races that are going to cut up, and there are horses that are too short that aren't going to run.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a bit of an art out there, isn't it? It's actually what Robbie's quite good at.
Punting Club masterclasses. Racing Post website. Get stuck in.
Again, I don't think they're going to do that. Just give us the bullet points. That's what we do on this show.
Piece of work.
Free wind. Who ever thought this would have been 4-1? Are you on this?
Yep.
Well,
And
now
how are you
she's
feeling about Drift?
Which is concerning, yeah, very much. But
why? Because
I just don't really see the point of keeping her in training if they don't think that she's going to be up to winning a Group 1, because she kind of done it all before. She's a Group 2 winner, daughter of Galileo. I think the mare Alive loved slow ground, so I don't see the ground as a problem.
Great name for a mare, that. Alive.
Is that in a song or something?
It's some sort of
She's
song.
a sister to Martinstown. John.
Yeah,
and
That's a horse that I like.
Yeah.
Keep getting mentions for Martinstown.
He's only raced once though. Oh no, sorry. No, he has, hasn't he? Because he was withdrawn.
Yeah. He's a big buzzer, this horse. Anyway, if you don't know what that is, go into your website.
It's just the thing you need to work with drifters. Like drifters do win, don't they? I mean,
they do,
La Petite Coco the other day.
I think first time out was the angle of taking her on.
Yeah, Matt, I get that.
Yesterday.
I get that, but
he said, "Look, I think she'll be the best horse come Champions Day, Free Wind."
And I think Gosden has he won this 3 times in the last 10 years, but I'm not sure it's been with one first time out.
Casually said that, knowing the stat. Love it.
I think
is that the stat? Is that right?
I don't know. You're probably right, aren't you? Let's have a look.
I'm asking you.
I think she could lose, but still be a Group 1 filly though.
Yeah.
Which
is a possibility.
Gosden has won this 4 times in the last decade. With Great Heavens, Irish Oaks winner, I seem to remember. Pomology, who was first time out. There's been a couple of first time out winners. Endless time for Charlie Appleby as well.
From Gosden though.
He won it with something called the Black Princess. It became a good year that year. 3-1 she was. And Ember Heart, of course, who was a very good mare on her day. Good, strong staying mare. Now, I'm with Barry. I think that the Group 1 winner on Champions Day in the fillies and mares is Sharda. I didn't mind her comeback run at all. We covered it on this show behind Illarab, and now the ill-fated Scope.
She had a penalty there as well. A Group 1
the
penalty. She hasn't got that
her.
here.
It was all about seeing what they had back on the track, because the form actually of her Ascot run, when you look at it, she won her first 2 races. You remember she won that sort of semi-Oaks trial, didn't she?
That was on the Nashua one.
Yeah, she should have won the Ribblesdale.
The Harris
Remember, I backed her
Dubuque.
She should have won the Ribblesdale, yeah. She loves Ascot, right? She loves soft ground.
I'm not sure about a Muhara. I know Muharas stay further in their pedigree, but a Muhara on soft on 1 mile 4.
I think Roger
it's
just
gonna
has
be a
been
test, isn't it?
very much looking forward to getting her back on soft ground. It was his Group 1 winner last year. They're readying themselves
1
to
mile
go
4,
in.
though, you're
I'll
gonna
be
have to
disappointed
stay.
if she doesn't win this, I've got to be honest.
She's won over a mile 4, Robbie.
No, I know, but not on soft ground, though.
Well, it wasn't that bad. It was.
Soft in Ascot.
It wasn't
No, it's
great.
good. It's good soft.
Well, soft in. Yeah, I think we could say it was easy ground, wouldn't it?
Depends how much difference you think good.
Well,
good soft
okay,
and
let's
soft
give
is.
you a state on the ground from the last race. Dan Green in the studio is telling me that Nat Green's win was 3 minutes 17 seconds, so that's slowed by nearly 10 seconds from standard. It's pudding, isn't it? Usual.
In that case, he's probably done quite well to win because he's.
Only Haydock in the summer could be producing races nearly 10 seconds slower in a big handicap like that, couldn't they? And they went, and it was just an all right gallop, but I just think that lets us know that the rain has done its work up there. All right, so what about Sela Rosa for them? You know, Kieran Fallon and the Haggises, and Tom Segal put this up saying, I don't think we've seen nearly the best of her so far. She's the potential fly in the ointment, right?
She very much is, yeah. I mean, and like you say, she's a course and distance win on the, moving into this race, and she's an improver, isn't she? But I still think she got quite a bit of a gap in form to find with the top two. Is that fair or not?
She does, but do you remember when we did that new Castle winner, the sprinter?
Yes, yeah. Oh no, I'm not saying
move them up in class and win.
what I'm saying is I'm not saying she can't win, but I'm saying there is no doubt at
She's
this
in everything.
stage.
There's Lily Lantry Stakes at Goodwood, which Embar won and then went there. She's in the Yorkshire Oaks, where she's probably going to come up against Emily Upjohn if she goes there, and she's also in the Irish St Leger.
But she's going to be entered up, isn't she?
She's a
or not?
strong beast of horse.
Is she?
She is.
Yeah.
They're all proper beasts, these Masterton Holdings. You see the Stars colours, aren't they?
Gorgeous
Sunderland
colours.
Holdings, sorry. They're all massive, big bulls of horses.
Masterton
Just keep
Holdings.
progressing. Right, you can tell I like those bulls. Chris Timms, one of our regulars, joins on. The Sharda for me, proven in the condition. I think she's a great bet. I'm with you, Chris. I can just see Jim cruising through the race. He's
You're
got
going to
a
be
lot of
doing that
confidence at the
weird
moment,
thing that
isn't
I
he?
find really creepy again.
Not long till we see Boyd again. I'm going to do this creepy little bridal thing that I like. It's Richard Hughes that used to make me do that. Come on, Richard, come on. All the other jockeys rowing away.
If we didn't have to sit down, I'd be riding my chair a bit more because that's what I used to do in the office when we watch races.
There's an image. There's
Ride
an
your
image.
chair if you want to.
And let's mention the others.
Don't know if
Nell
I'm
Quickly
invested enough.
beaten by Sela Rosa last time. Stay alert, of course, is Robbie's pick. He's on a quick double. Myself and Barry on a Sharda. And don't worry about the drift. In fact, is it a drift anymore on free wind as they jump off, Barry?
Kawida will like the ground?
She's
Late-
come
Kawida
right in
was
free
left-
wind.
was
Oh, she's walked. Kawida's walked out the gates as we're off.
Late money.
Late money for free win, Barry, right?
Yeah, free wind went off, favoured on the Betfair Exchange, 3.85, so 11 to 4.
So we're not worried about the drift now, are
That
we?
exchange. Oh, look, your pecker's up now, isn't it?
Sit up in the chair.
Absolutely.
price
The
that
one
was
thing
yeah.
to say is, surprisingly for me, Sharda's in front. I imagine on sufferance, guys, at the moment, I think that they'd be playing her late. If you go
They're
back
not
to
going any gallop, though, are they?
Yeah.
zero gallop, but I don't know. I thought I didn't see this happening. I've got to be honest, but she's causing most of the others to pull in behind. Cedar Rosa
Yeah, she
perfectly
is.
poised. She's a stayer. So Kieran Fallon alive to the fact that there's no gallop on. Her old rival Nell Quick. I'll tell you what, no one's pulling harder than yours. Wilders, look at Stay
I
Alive.
think it's game over. Yeah.
You said this already. What's she gone in the market? Is the
Very
market-
lit up.
Yeah, she's around about 12 to 1, isn't she? Kawida, who's got real stamina reservations. And Believe in Love, no mug, said Roger Varian to us yesterday here in this studio. She's already shown her true colours, of course, this season. She won't mind the ground, out the back at the moment as well. Posty.
Sharda's got a lovely way of racing, hasn't she? Ears pricks, so they got into a great rhythm in front of the Jim Crowley. As you said, Sela Rosa is a fraction keen but perfectly positioned by Kieran Fallon. And then my pick, Free Wind, probably has the box seat at the moment, settled well, tracking a Sharda through as they exit the back straight round, as you described, the worst bend in racing.
Throwing me under the bus, you love it, Posty. And you're right. Look, she has settled beautifully, Wallace, hasn't she?
Yeah,
Over
but very
front.
much so. Yeah. You'd like to
I
be
don't
in
think
that
this would have been
position.
the plan. I really don't. But look, I think the pace will hold up here. The three market leaders are up there. Barry, we're on the worst bend in racing. What does the market say?
Yeah, shot at 2 to 1 favourite, 11 to 4 free wind, and 3 Sela Rosa. So they're the three the market like.
They're going to start taking each other on soon, and they're
Stayed
sticking
far
more.
side.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Jim Crowley leading the march on the far side. The other jockeys follow. Coming widest of all is Josephine Gurdon on Robbie Wilder's Stay Alert.
Josephine who?
Josephine Gurdon. Josephine Gurdon. Okay, Free Win's going to need a run, guys. And will Jim Crowley allow?
Oh, Jim's letting him up the inside.
Oh,
what are you
good man,
doing,
Jim. It's
he's
too late now.
realised as well,
It's too
Barry.
late,
It's too
Jim.
late.
It's too late,
Look at
Jim.
Eshada. She's
It's
not
too
off the
late,
final.
Jim. You
The
can't do that
grinding-
now, Jim.
Oh, no,
Jim,
no,
you can't do
no,
that,
no,
Jim.
man.
Jim, you can't
What
do
are
that.
you doing?
Wow.
Oh, no.
That is-
Celia Rose is
there's
gone.
gonna be a big
this
thing
is
there
all
now.
over. I'll tell you what, that's probably cost Eshada the race as well. Free Win's had an absolute shock because she won't get back up here.
Go on,
Free
might
Win
do.
shot.
Go on, Free Win.
My goodness
Go on,
gracious,
Free Win.
it's going to be a gubbing.
Go on, Free Win.
Posty
Go
loves
on,
winner.
Free Win.
Wow.
Go on. What a performance that is.
Unbelievable scenes here for the first time on RP Live this afternoon. Free Wind makes a successful reappearance in the Lancashire Oaks despite everything going wrong.
Despite suffering GBH.
Oh, I'll tell you what, we'll get to that. Jim Crowley might be in for a holiday. Barry
We
Orr.
need to see the head on.
Oh, you have 12 in running on the Betfair Exchange. Eshada hit a
well.
low of 6-4. Stila Rosa hit a low 1.27, so 4-1 on or 7-2 on. An unlikely winner. I think very lucky that Free Win didn't go through the rail there. I think that could have been a really, really nasty incident. Jim Crowley rolled off the rail, and I don't think I think Rob Havlin had every right to try to go up
Yeah,
it.
he
Yeah.
did.
And then Jim tried to close the door on
Yeah.
him when he was halfway through the gap. That's bang out of order. He's going to get a big holiday for that. That's dangerous riding.
They
Could have put him.
If we hadn't had one of these for a while.
It was from 2 furlongs out. The pace we knew would held up in that race because if you were anything out the back, it was just a cakewalk, wasn't it? Until they came into about the 3 furlongs out, and then he started sprinting a bit behind. If I was analysing this race now, I would be wondering to myself how well must Jim Crowley have thought he was going because he had no idea because he was one off the rail. And if he thought that anything was going to get past him, he thought he must have had.
I don't think that's anything to do with going well. I think.
I think he did, because surely
he's-
you'd go on the rail.
but I just think he just lost sort of sense of where he's
This is
track
Jim
position.
Crowley.
I don't know, but I mean, I don't see why because you're going well, you're going to come off the rail. Like surely you stay there and cover all bases, no?
Yeah, definitely. He's made an
It was a
mistake
nasty incident.
If we need to see the head on before we jump to conclusions.
Absolutely murdered. She's been mullered by him.
Have you got the head on, Barry?
Yeah, Barry's watching
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
replay now.
I mean, and is there any sort of from the outside from Celia Rosa like going towards helping what's happened or not? Because if they show that Jim's
he'd
turned
every
into
right
him,
to try to go for that gap.
yeah. But if they show that Jim's turned into him, then he's going to
As
be
well,
in big
like
trouble.
How long do you reckon he'll be banned for?
Well, that's the sort of the game that Millman likes to play on this. I don't really know. Let's just think about it now. So what's happened is, if you haven't got your pictures, Eshada's gone out in front, settled beautifully, going best of all, I think we can say. Celia Rosa is right upside her, off the bridle. And then all of a sudden, Jim senses that Free Wind, who's had the box seat, if you like, in third, is going to go for a run up the inside. And Jim says, "Thou shalt not pass." You know, he's gone right to the inside, and actually, it's naughty. He made his decision to go to the rail too late. He knew that he was going to get caught out.
This
by
is going back to this unwritten rule of jockeys not going up each other's inside, if you know what I mean. But like you say, unfortunately, and we haven't seen head-on pictures yet, I think Barry has, if Jim has allowed there to be a horse's whip space up his inside, then Rab Havlin has every right to go and try and take that position. And then he's, as you say, I'd say he's become irritated by the fact that he's realised that Rab's gone for that run and he's tried to shut the door way too late.
Way too late. I think that's going to be the question he's got to answer, isn't it? Because he has genuinely tried to stop a horse that's coming with its run, going past it.
And they're going to have a real question to answer here, the stewards. Like I say, if we're not seeing any third party that's helping Eshada to come left, or there's no correction from Jim, I think he could be in big trouble here.
10 days more than that.
More.
Well, do you reckon it was worse than Hannigan in the
Yes.
Well, you immediately think about the Riddler and Hannigan and all the flack that they got. Do you think they'll be reactive because of that?
Well, there's no doubt there's exterior pressure, isn't there? Because of the fact they're saying no one's been done for dangerous riding since whenever it was. I mean, back in another century. But the rule is wrong anyway, Dave. Because the problem is they can't chuck horses out that are clearly winning.
They're not really stewarding, are they?
Because they're worried about as soon as it's dangerous riding, they have to disqualify the winner, and they don't want to. Like the Riddler was the best horse in the race, in my opinion. Yeah. So they didn't want to do Paul for dangerous riding, whether it was or it wasn't, because they'd have to chuck him out. But then their hands are tied about how long they can actually suspend the rider for. But I mean, the one with the Riddler, the horse was hanging left and Paul didn't correct him quick enough. If this is a premeditated decision to shut the door on someone because you're irritated that they're going for a run.
Well, I think we know that he tried to stop the horse going up, because why not be on the rail? If you don't all of a sudden go, oh, now I'll go to the rail.
But that's what I mean. So if you like I say, what we're saying with Paul, he hasn't reacted quick enough to a horse moving by its own free will.
So
if we're saying with Jim that he's decided to take his horse by steering it to try and close the door and has then interfered with the horse, that to me is way more severe than what happened at Ascot.
This is why we'll stick with you, because there are split-second decisions that jockeys have to make. And
Yeah.
this is why I say, how well did Jim Crowley think he was going? Because if you're going that well, he's not worried about anyone going up until he sees the horse blatantly about to go past him.
I don't know. I don't know if that comes into it. I think for whatever reason.
She had Sela Rosa covered, didn't she?
Yeah, and I think for whatever reason he's allowed his horse to drift slightly off the rail. I don't think it comes down to going well. Maybe because you say he thought he was going that well, he's thought it's not even a factor.
I think he knows he's been caught out.
And he's not. Yeah, and then all of a sudden, and I've had it happen to me before. You drift off the rail and suddenly someone gets there, and you think, hang on a sec. You're taking a bit of a liberty
and
here.
in doing that, Sela Rosa has then bumped her and stopped her. But there's no doubt, and thank goodness, by the way, that she's a right tall free wind, because she's blown them away, and the right horse has won. Thank God, because if she'd have finished second or third, punters would be going potty.
And this
There was
is
a
again.
massive gap for him to go through, a massive gap, and then Crowley's got the needle and literally tried to put him over the rail.
So he's going to be in big trouble, Barry, isn't he?
Yeah,
Big trouble.
Frizzy Red
Massive.
comes on, says, I'd love to be a fly on the wall in the weighing room. I was going to ask, oh no, absolutely after that, LOL. I don't think Havlin will be LOLing. Will says, that has to be dangerous. He looked over his shoulder and then pulled left, and there's a massive gap. The interesting thing we said, again, what the show's great. We give you.
He should have
the
just
proper
taken his
reaction
medicine.
analysis.
Yeah, but I'm saying, Barry,
Here we go, we've got it here.
Said, okay.
It does happen though at times. You see red because you think someone's half taking a liberty, and then he's kind of carried on with it. Yeah, you can see his elbow coming out. Look at that left elbow shifting slightly.
We're watching it 2 furlongs out.
And
Thou shall not pass, that's what you say.
Yeah, look, the elbow's come in. Look, he's turned the horse
Elbow?
in. Yeah.
I didn't notice that in real time. That's naughty. That's very naughty.
You see,
Tony
like there,
Dobbins made a
he's
comeback.
almost getting the horse to lean into the other
unacceptable.
into free wind and.
Putting his mate's life in danger and his own, really, isn't he?
Well, that's what. Now let's go back to Frizzy Red's comment. I mean, we're talking about 2 senior riders in the weighing room, 2 of the most experienced.
Oh no, there'll be words add now.
Because Rab is a bit of a steely character
Here
now.
we go.
Be interested to hear.
Oh, and look, our very own Nat Green. Do you know what?
Fresh
Do you
from
know
a
what?
winner at Haydock.
Do you know what? She actually WhatsApped me after she won the mile 6
All
race,
right.
and she went. I'm so happy I've backed it. And then I'm thinking to myself, how quickly things change. She's now got someone from ITV going, go and get the scoops.
Yeah.
Up and down life of being a pundit, you see. And Rab's actually, I mean, look, he's won the race, and we can watch him. We're watching him now on
that
ITV.
will temper that, there's no doubt.
Thank God.
Yeah.
If he hadn't, steam come
and
out of his ears.
understandably.
Oh man, this is some game.
And again,
isn't
this is
it?
a competitive sport. Like the tempers fly. When people start saying about it shouldn't happen and things like that. Like,
do you think now he's won the race, he'll do his mate a favour and just
Well,
just is what it is?
Yeah, well, he's just said in the interview, he just said, oh, it got a little bit tight. Not making a big deal about it.
look at the left hand. Look, that's all that
All
needs.
right.
Look at the left hand.
But it could have been
unfortunately.
so much worse. Kawida wasn't done many favours either, by the way. He was just somewhat behind free wind.
He walked out of traps.
Yeah, she did, yeah. But no doubt the best fillies won the race, all right?
And we should go back
Yeah.
to that. That was a
Miles.
scintillating performance, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
to pick up after
Group
that
1
happening.
effort, I think.
in soft ground.
That was a Group 1
I think
effort.
it's what- I think
She's 8
Ashada
from
should have
12
finished
for the
second, guys.
Yorkshire Oaks. 8 from 12 for the Yorkshire Oaks and 2 from 7 to 2 for the Lily Langtree.
Now, the Lily Langtry is the mile 6 staying race at Glorious Goodwood. The Embahar one for Gosden and Shadwell before going on to take that. What would you go, Robbie?
Well,
would you have a
if
crack
she's
at Emily
mine,
Upjohn?
Yorkshire Oaks, Group 1. She needs to win
It's
a
a
Group
stable
1.
mate, but different owners.
Yeah, but is Gosden the kind of trainer that puts 2 of his big ones against each other?
Probably not.
That's,
And we know she stays free
If
win,
I was
don't we?
George
Well,
Strawbridge,
one's Strawbridge is an owner breeder, and he'll want to get the only reason she's back in training is to win
exactly.
a Group 1 with her this year. So
Well, that's the same as Ashada,
it
isn't
makes
it?
no sense running over 1 mile 6 and probably winning at 4 to 7, does it?
And Sela Rose has shown herself to be a
Group
nice
2.
filly there. You can see why she's got some
very
staying
nice,
interest
yeah.
later on. Yeah.
Not a Group 1 filly.
they went no pace though. Sure they didn't. Like they went no gallop.
Yeah.
No. All right, we've got to move on because the 3 o'clock at Sandown is coming up. More fillies time to shine. It's the Distaff, of course, coming up at 3 o'clock. What drama that was. Who was on free win then? Who was on a Sharda? What do you make of it? Let us know.
Drifters do win. Let's remember that as well. Like,
Well, she came back in for late support, remember?
there comes a point where
Did she
a
go off
horse
Vadeni then?
becomes too big.
Yeah, Barry said she was her favourite. Yeah.
I mean,
Mixed
4-1 is looking ridiculous now because we all
Yeah,
knew
she was
she was.
13-8 on Thursday.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. We all knew she was the best horse in the race.
Went
when
out to 4-1.
When I was looking at the race, I was taking her on because she was like 13-8.
13-8, yeah.
Like 4-1. If she was 4-1 at the start of the week, she'd have been the bet.
Yeah.
A lot of people not very happy in our chat out there. I can see you. And welcome along if you're watching this afternoon. We've got, 3 races left. We're going up now for the distaff at Sandown. That's the appetiser, isn't it, for the Eclipse coming up at 3:35. We go back to Haydock for the Old Newton Cup. Tell you what, if you thought that was dramatic, that can be a race that gets rough as well. Rab Havlin then, interviewed by Nat Green up there. And
Got a bit
showing his
tight.
class, really, I think we could say that, can't we? Because you could make a meal of it, couldn't you?
Dunno.
You're livid.
I just think like it goes back to my view that sometimes is there actually a necessity to have jockeys and stewards inquiries anymore with all the camera angles, right? Because what you're going to have is Rab's going to go in there and, like you say, show class and try and defend his mate and colleague, but really, is that defendable?
If I'd have shoved the mic under your nose then, with you having one.
I'm not saying I'd have probably said the same thing.
You'd have gone even redder.
No, I'd have probably said the same thing. I'd have probably said, oh, it got a bit tight. But that's what I mean. Sometimes they're pointless, aren't they, these interviews?
I'll hold you to that. All right,
There's
I
two,
reckon you'd be a bit more angry.
Two
than
elder
that.
statements at away room
Yeah.
as well, aren't they? Like,
Yeah.
what sort of
That's it.
example is that, the younger jockey?
Yeah.
Yeah, Jim Crowley. Well, all right, we wait to see how many days he gets. Keep an eye on that, please, guys in the gallery. Dan and Sam, they are great guys in the gallery that are eagle-eyed out there and eared as well. We've got to go to the distaff. Lundy. This was always going to be the race guys out there, wasn't it? That went to 7 runners, the Dead 8, of course, yesterday. I liked it very much as a race like that. I wonder whether the Haggis team might take this out again here. Well, she's interesting, isn't she? But let's get the market update, because one of the hottest favourites of the entire day goes in this, Barry.
Yeah, 172 Heredia. 173 now, 6.8 Grand Dam, Oscula 11.5 along with Queen Anamatu. Fast Attack 12.5, 48 bar. I like Fast Attack in it. She's only a half a length to find on Heredia on 2-year-old running. And her first run back was in the German 1000 Guineas, where she's only beaten by 3 lengths. Her first run back this year. So I think she's a filly that definitely bigger plans await her as the season progresses, but she should come on for that run. And like I said, she hasn't got a whole pile to find with the favourite. One's an 11-8 on chance, and the other one's a 12-1 chance. So Fast Attack, Robbie. What we're going to do, we're just going to back her in the place market. It's 3 places on the Betfair Exchange, and even with the non-runner, it's still 3 places holding that market. So currently trading around 6 to 4. We're going to have 25 quid on Fast Attack at 6 to 4 to finish in the first 3.
We're on, mate.
James Doyle bidding for a double on the day, having taken out the 150 charge on Russell. He goes on Fast Attack, very classy. I'll tell you what, when she won on her debut at Kempton, everyone started to get very excited about her. She's just lost her way a little bit, but she did show her class when signing off. And as Barry says, this is a little bit easier for her. Got her coming up against then the Royal Ascot winner Heredia, who's unbeaten, Robbie. Did you see her going off this price?
I didn't, because I thought Zanback was running.
The other goes,
Yeah, the horse.
very nice,
Yeah.
been scratched.
She was jocked up early in the week, but not running. They're both about 9 to 4 at the start of the week, because I wouldn't have had much between those two on that Sandringham form. I thought Zanback ran into the back of Heredia right near the end. There's not much in it. I mean, Heredia's got the Group 1 entry as well.
The Sandringham form looks strong, doesn't it? Very good time, white fillies.
Always a really good race. They're second and third top weight as well, so we can say that they are group horses.
What we don't know about her is how quite good she is yet. The market is
exactly.
telling us confidence is ridiculous behind her. I wonder if she had a bit of a tough race there.
Yeah, and was there not something that I read at Richard Andrew said that she'd had a tiny sort of setback or something before this, and that certainly I read that somewhere.
15-day turnaround, it's quite quick.
They must obviously be very happy with it's coming. Or is it a lack of opportunity? I don't really know, because you've got to go up in against the big girls, haven't you? Either you know. So
yeah, well, I mean, she's entered in the
she's just been walked around down at the start, Posty. Is that
I didn't say he's got down there fairly early.
This has got to be one of Sean Levy's favourite ever horses, this, isn't it? I'm taking her on. Is there a without market here, Barry?
Yeah, of course there is, Dave. Yeah. It's quite a buoyant market as well. I was going to back Fast Attack into without market, but I just thought that the 3 places represent a little bit better value.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah, Grand Dame is your favourite at around the 2 to 1 mark. Oscula is 7 to 2. Queen Anamatu is a 4-1 chance. Fast Attack 9-2.
I'm going to have a wee bit on a Schooler in the win and the without market. William Buick was badly drawn on check and challenge. I thought he did well to finish second really on that horse. Barry didn't like it at all. But he's drawn one here. Very good race placing by George Bowie. One of the really good. I'm so impressed with him and his race planning. That's often the key to it. And he took this filly up after a really good run at Epsom on Oaks Day, and she just destroyed a field. And if she can get the similar sort of run on ground she's going to absolutely love, she can give her ready to a real race for her money here. The other one I like is your pick.
Just because it just fascinates me, Queen Amenatu, because look, don't get me wrong, they probably are. She's owned by Anthony Oppenheimer, and they probably are looking for black
a lot
tie.
to find.
But what I'm saying, knowing the way Haggis is, like, she just got beat off 82 the last. It was probably a little bit unlucky, would you say, at Haydock?
A little bit.
Yeah, but so what I'm saying is,
screaming at the telly.
and the step up and but this mark is very workable for her, so she could win a couple of handicaps.
The form was boosted in the week at Bath when the second went and won easily.
But she could easily win a couple of handicaps before she gets to this level, if you know what I mean. And yet he's pitching her straight in here.
He's just so full of confidence, Haggis, with his horses at the moment, aren't he?
It's really bold, isn't it? Because
I like
she's
her
going
a
to
lot.
have to run nearly 2 stone.
If she had a better draw than 7, and I know it's a small field, I would be. But they're my 2 against the field anyway. Robbie, what did you pick up?
I think Heredia's just going to win.
Kills is all over this, isn't he? And it's unlike Kills to go for a shorty.
Yeah, I think she's potentially a real top notcher.
Heredia treading on her shoe in the build-up to the Coral Distaff was also rolling round in Hannon's mind.
I'm glad you found that, because it would have been buzzing around in your mind.
Yeah,
I know what he's like. He doesn't let these things go.
Peter Scargo reported on that in the Racing Post.
There you are.
Just
okay,
Scargs.
well done, Scargs.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Queen Amenatu, I really like the point Charlie's made there, but it's quite a lot
Huge
of improvement.
Yeah.
Well, Plodders has gone for Lyrical Lady and Louis Stewart, 50-1 shot, because she's rated 78.
It's going to look silly, almost, isn't it, if she finishes as 4th and then goes up to like 100.
Yeah.
But again, with these fillies, it's a lot of it with the breeders.
Yeah, and
with the
maybe they're just trying to
well-renowned
nick
colours,
some
they want to
place
get
back
that
time.
tick,
Yeah,
don't they? So
true.
they can job done then.
What about Grand Dame?
I don't really see it, to be honest. I thought it could have run a bit better at Ascot. I know it's a dropping grade, but I thought it was beaten 10 lengths by Inspiral and a bit keen. And I like the debut run, but I don't know. I wasn't sure about it. She's going in now, but market likes it, obviously. Ryan Moore on for John and Thady Gosling, going for a quick double as we see it. Barry, last market moves. What is this going to go off?
We're 5-4 on 1.78 at the moment, 5.2 Grand Dame, and it's 10 bar.
Thank you very much. We go up to the 3.15 after this, the old Newton Cup. Another really short price favourite in that for Team Haggis. Classy Garsey. Are you with or against? And then we're served up the treat. It is the Eclipse. The poll is still out there on YouTube. Get involved. Let us know who you think wins the Eclipse. Will it be the French Raider or indeed something else? But we are about to jump off. Good luck wherever you're playing. Fast Attack comes out okay. Just one being taken down at the back. Now that's Queen Amenatu. Interesting.
Tom Marquand immediately. That was a tactical decision.
No pressure on her though, is it? It's just like, let's see what we've got.
Exactly.
Here. Yeah. Fast Attack in front though. Barry will be enjoying seeing that. Miles Schooler on the fence, little bit keen, could perhaps do with a bit of colour. Now the hot favourite, if you're looking for her in the run, guys, she's got a nice bit of cover as well. The outside Lyrical Lady there as well. Arion, of course, on the big outside of Hugo Palmer. David, even lovely position for her, and just looking for Grand Dame. A nice sit from Ryan Moore, unsurprisingly. Oscula in front, Posty.
Oscula in front, travelling a little bit freely, but I think. But do you know what? I think this, like again, Buick is sort of half taking her back, trying to steady her up and set his own fractions.
I think she's going too quick, guys.
So I mean, I wouldn't be that concerned right now, Dave. But you know, most of these others in behind, Grand Dame, as you said, Queen Amenatu and Heredia.
She'll like the pace, won't she?
Yeah, she will. Yeah. What, do you think they're going that quick? I'm not completely convinced myself. I wonder if they could do it a bit more of an end-to-end gallop.
Buick. So we're at the 2 furlong pole here, Robbie. What do you like?
3 furlong.
3 furlong. Sorry.
Yeah,
Barry.
I think the favourite's going quite nicely.
Yeah, favourite is good. What price has she got? Oh my goodness gracious me, she's going to go short in a minute. If she gets a run. Now this is interesting. Look at Louis Stewart trying to keep her in. No chance. All right, so Grand Dame now strikes. I think Oscula has done too much. Queen Amenatu, too much to do, I think. Maybe not the class.
Grand Dame favourite.
Grand Dame going on now. She was a decent debut winner at the Sagaro meeting.
Look at her head carriage though.
Flat spot. Yeah, look at Oscula trying to come back. William Buick senses it. She's not doing a lot in front, this winner, is she? Lyrical Lady, Rodders Celestia's run a really good race, but this is Grand Dame, another quick one for the Gosdens. The fillies double for them on the afternoon. She sees off Oscula's run really well, considering she pulled her head off. And Heredia, I can smell those fingers.
That's quite a mystifying performance from Heredia, that.
No excuses though.
Yeah. Has the run come too soon?
Too quick.
Let's get to it. Barry, always in the right position, got on the target of Oscula, pounced, probably idled in front.
Yeah, went odds on as soon as it hit the front as well, because I had traded at a low of 1.50, so 2-1 on, but could never get anywhere near. You're saying idling in front. She's gone on. She's won 2 or 3 lengths, hasn't she? You know, she's won very well at the finish. Michael Tabor's wife's colours, isn't it?
Yes, Maureen, isn't it? Yeah, Maureen Tabor. The reason why I'm saying idling is because Ascula was coming back at her, despite the fact that she'd been quite keen and the closers are coming a little bit. So look, she's won really well, and again, good placing. Down from the Inspiral form that gets the boot. She's only 10th behind her on the last day.
She still looked like a bit of a work in progress. Like she just carries her head a little bit
She's
awkward.
green, isn't she?
Yeah, she is. But rather than idling, like you say, I think it's more a bit of greenness. It's only her 4th start. But as Barry said, she's put decent daylight between her and a good yardstick in a schooler. But she's definitely going to be up to group level, isn't she, on the back of this?
Yeah, Ryan Moore's really made her mind up, I think, in the final furlong. Ascula's run really, really well again. She's such a likable filly, isn't she?
Yeah.
Really
Queen
solid.
Aminato's run okay.
Yeah.
I know.
Do you think they can go back to a handicap?
Yeah.
Because
It does make you wonder why she didn't run in the Sandringham.
I think she hasn't quite got home as well. I think she might be a 7th
possibly.
furlong.
Kind of travelled into it all of a sudden here for a moment, looking like she might run even a bit better than where she's finished up. So.
Let's talk about the favourite then, Robbie, because you're saying she's a little bit disappointing.
I think the run might have come a bit too soon.
Possibly. I mean, she's not disgraced, is she?
She's not replicated
not
that
at all.
performance at Ascot for me. No way.
No,
But
this will be
I mean,
an
the
interesting one
winner,
for the RPRs.
the winner, the second is a very consistent horse, and the winner is, I mean, ran the Group 1 on her 3rd start. She's obviously unexposed and could be even better still. So I think it was a good race, but yeah, no real excuses.
It's just here where Ascula was. I thought that's where she probably wasn't doing a great deal in front.
You're going to see Grand Dame in Group 1s next.
Graham Robbie got loads of pelts for putting up Lyrical Lady, unsurprisingly, but he wanted to take on the favourite. He got it right. And Lyrical Lady ran really well because she was really 78. Heredia, I wonder whether we've just gone a bit high on that Sandringham, but we will see. We will see. Yeah. I would imagine when you get to your members club at 6 p.m, and it might even be before that if you're looking at the analysis department races out there, the expert eye department, that's where you see your quotes from the jockeys tagged on. And when we get it, it'll be interesting to see what Ryan Moore says about that. Of course, he's going to be complimentary, but one might be able to take something out of whether she was still learning her game. Where does she go from there? It's not easy for these winners of these mile-listed races for fillies because they've got to now keep jumping up in class. And as we know, she can't hold a candle to her favourite stablemate Inspiral, who we're looking forward to seeing Sussex.
Oh, that'd be
Matron Stakes, that sort of thing, is it? Do we know much?
Yeah, Falmouth.
Yeah.
Sun Chariot.
Of course, is she in that? The entries will be coming up. We've got the Newmarket.
Prix Rothschild in France as well. I don't
Check you out.
Yeah.
Inspiral will get.
Did anyone have
10
Grand
as well.
Dame? That's the question on the panel.
No.
I had the second, so staying here.
Hey.
Happy
It'd be
days.
interesting to know where we're at with the points thing. It could be quite tight, couldn't
What,
it?
the countback?
Yeah.
Well, I've just had second, and I've had the 6-1 winner. You've had free wind, who I believe, unfortunately for you, the SP tightened up a bit.
Had a 10-1 place though earlier on as well.
Ooh, you're sensing it, aren't you? Even Robbie's had a good winner
Yeah.
as well. Barry's had the winner of the first
Ooh, hey
as
up.
well. Right, let's go back up to Haydock, shall we? St Helens beckons. Away from fast ground at Sandown, we've got the pudding that is up at Haydock. Can we have as much
Whoa,
drama
who's that?
possibly in the next race? We're just watching a jockey being unshipped at an island. He looks all right, doesn't he? All
I
right.
think he bailed out, did he?
Yeah, he bailed out. Yeah, I think he had no stirrups, and he saw those stalls looming into view, and
Let's not
decided
blame him for jumping ship there. No Simon Fox is here.
you'd be pulling the ejector, wouldn't you, at that stage? Yeah.
If I listen, absolutely. Ejector seats and me are hand in hand, I'm afraid to say. But it is one of the most established handicaps of the season coming up next on the flat calendar. It is the Old Newton Cup. And we've just seen a hot pot turned over Barry Orr, but this firm, they don't often leave it behind. It's that man Haggis again, Kieran Fallon, and the classy Garci.
Gassy, into 6-4 now, hard at that 2.50. Was a 2-1 chance, so really well supported. 8-4 Secret Shadow, Liverpool Night 8-6, 12 Get Shirty, Something Enticing is 21, Inchy Core 23. It's Good to Laugh, I give that a bit of a chance as 27, and Brentford Hope, my selection in the race is 30.
What's that
Just
about?
a little concern about. Sorry?
Why is it 30? That's my selection as well.
I don't think Brentford Oak will get home over 1
He's
mile
out to
4.
30 on the win-only market on the exchange. Obviously, it's 5 places to each way punters here in the sportsbook, and that's what we're going to look at, please.
Sure. So
We're going to look at, on the sportsbook, we're going to look at 25 each way at Brentford Hope.
absolutely, mate.
Yeah,
Loves a bit of giving the ground.
I think Brentford
Really
Hope
well did they
is,
beat Mascat.
yeah, you always look out for soft ground for Brentford Hope,
Classy
but
horse in
I
this
don't
race,
know if
Brentford Hope
he's
is.
going to get home over a mile 4. I think you're really going to need to stay here.
These jockey
Yeah,
names
well,
just
he's only
get better
tried
and
it
better.
once. He was third in Leicester, and he did travel well that day. Now, it was heavy ground, but he just didn't get home. Yeah, that's my concern as well. But yeah, just with to take advantage of the additional places on the Betfair Sportsbook, 5 places, 25 quid each way, please, Rob.
Yeah, you're on. Dion LaRue also had a good winner recently.
They get better, these jockeys' names, as I sort of just
Dion
got
LaRue.
cut off there.
That's a
Ben, what
great
can I
name.
say it? Dion
Yeah.
LaRue. Absolutely.
Dion LaRue. I wonder is he anything to the chef?
Yes, yeah.
The real family.
Absolutely. Anton LaRue and the LaRue
Michel
brothers.
LaRue.
Michel LaRue.
Michel Roux.
Yeah.
Jean-Claude
Michel
LaRue.
Roux, yeah, of course
Yeah.
it is.
Or
Yeah.
LaRue,
Dion,
LaRue,
maybe he's a relative.
LaRue, the artist.
Let's hope he can serve
Burning for the
this
kill.
up.
You know that track?
I got you. I got you,
Yeah.
Dave.
I know what you mean, yeah.
I heard you.
You
Yeah,
were,
I
thank
got it.
goodness Barry's out there, unlike these two buffoons. Got absolutely no idea. Puns after puns after puns.
so
What was your latest
I
one?
said, let's hope he can serve it up.
Oh, yeah, that's terrible.
He could be sizzling hot after this.
That's just tenuous, isn't it?
It's not at all. It's a master chef. Right, okay. I like him as well, Barry, because Stall 18 would have put a lot of people off. He's won at Haydock, of course. I think the Hughes team would tell you this is their best horse. And they tried to make him into a very good horse. He does need the ground. It's all about that. And he's got it here. And while he was a tad disappointing potentially on his return behind Majestic Dawn, the ground was even a little bit lively for him that day. Jamie Spencer's ridden him a lot in his career, and he's one of those, here we go, the bridle horses. He's one of those. But Dion LaRue, no pressure off. Just take your time.
Will he
Stall
stay?
18, come stairs. I think he'll be all right because he'll play him late.
I
You don't think he'll
so.
stay?
I
You
don't
like
think
one of this,
so.
don't
I mean,
you?
look, Free Win just won that 1 mile 4 race, and she stayed 1 mile 6. I think you're going to have to stay 1 mile 6. I think Ghazi is a
Where
bit
do we sit with this?
short. Yeah, I run some numbers on the form of the horses in behind in his York win. 7, 8, 0, 5, 6,
good.
3, 0, 9, 9, 1, 7.
You're talking about Forza Orta. You're talking about Just Fine, who was disappointing.
the Queen's horse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It hasn't worked out, but it's the Illarab race, as we call it. And this guy is the same colours, same trainer, and he's probably he's Ebor favourite, Barry, isn't he, at the moment, Garci?
He's not far off, but Jay, he's an 8-1 chance. 7 the field at the moment in the Ebon.
Is Sevens the field? Mm-hmm. Tell you what, fingers on the buzzers then, if Garci comes through this all right, because it's the one race at the Ebor meeting that Haggis doesn't have in his locker. You bet you. Every year he tries to go and take it out. It's obviously worth bundles, isn't it? Andy Sim comes back on. This is good for Robbie. Secret Shadow each way for me. Hayley Turner, low weight, good trainer.
Yeah, fully
Give us
agree.
the case.
Fully agree. Secret Shadow opened up about 14s yesterday as well. That was serious value. She does stay 1 mile 6. She won 2 staying races on soft ground last season. Really progressive, off no weight whatsoever. Made a really nice comeback, career best RPR.
Should have finished second there, I think.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. That was on good soft as well. I think she needs cutting the ground. This is going to suit her a bit better. Yeah, there's an awful lot to like, I think, about Secret Shadow.
Yeah, she's been a mover, hasn't she? Along with Kevin Philippart de Foy's Liverpool Knight. Did you like that one at all, Poste?
Yeah, that's my selection, yeah.
I know what I'm doing here.
We've seen my selections.
It does help. It does help. I had a little chuckle on the train on the way in, and then you managed to get one winner at least. What's the case for this bloke then? Because this is ex-Gosden, isn't it?
Yeah, and Alan King. Yeah.
Did he go to Alan King as
Yeah.
well?
Yeah, he did.
He was in the Alzagar colours, wasn't he? Oh, yes,
Was,
you're right,
yeah.
of course.
But-
He did win for King, didn't he? Of course.
Yeah, but I thought he was impressive on his debut for Kevin Philippart de Foy at Windsor, and hit the line real strong on slow ground, which I think everyone's saying is important today. And so I think you can plenty have also won this race from a double figure draw as
Yeah,
well.
no
So it's not a negative at all with that. And I really respect this guy Kevin Philippart de Foy as well. I think he started off really well, and especially staying handicappers as well.
It's enjoyable trainers like Dion LaRue.
See what he can
Kevin
do with old
Philippart
Cadillac. I think he's a very good trainer.
No problems with Ray Dawson at all, have we?
No,
good job.
no, good rider
Like
as well.
him.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, a lot. Okay, all right, that's interesting. So there are the tips then. Inchicore, of course, who beat something, a Secret Shadow, is in the race as well. None of us go for Garci out there.
But that's price related, isn't it? Short, like, is it from all
got
of us?
to
Like,
be, isn't it?
Like,
40%
having a
of the
6 to 4
market.
shot.
40% Barry's taken up, is he?
Yeah, well, he's 6-4, so he's taking up 40% of the market. A handicap like this, you got to look to, get him beat, don't you really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, if he was 6 to 4 and the York form was working out, you can understand it a bit more. but
Look
it's
at
not.
Tom Barras comes back on. Tom, welcome back this afternoon. Liverpool night. Kevin.
Good man, Philip out the foy.
You love saying that, that's why I gave it to you. He's a brilliant target trainer. Would we agree with that? Target trainer.
I think he's got to do a bit more yet to be say that he's a target trainer. But I think he's very good at exploiting the marks
I think
and
we call George
placing
Bowie
his
a
horse as
target
well.
trainer, can't we? You know, as he showed at Royal Ascot.
Surely
taking
any
out two
training is
handicaps.
target training.
Yeah, and so I think he's
I
good at
get what he
exploiting
means,
the marks
Tom.
of his horses. Yeah,
I used to
yeah.
call Harry Fry over jumps the best jumps target trainer. Targets his horses for the right time. You know, again,
Really?
race planning.
That is training, though, isn't it? In Rodder's opinion.
Well, yeah, let's not go down that road. But yeah, no, I see what you mean. But I think we all know what it means. I get you, Tom, 100%. Okay, something enticing I thought was quite interesting. The other balding horse, because Third Realm, it only found Third Realm too good in Lister coming at Goodwood last time. Who
I
goes
like
tomorrow
Third Realm
in
for,
the Group 1?
for that tomorrow
Do
as
you?
well, yeah. Soft ground.
In the Grand Prix,
He was
or whatever
really
it's
impressive
called.
at Goodwood, yeah. Hurricane
and-
Lane's a bit short for that odds on.
It was due to run in the week, and they pulled out and they came here instead. I think she'll like the ground. I still can't believe how big Brentford Hope
They were
is.
saying Hurricane Lane was very, very big the other day in the Hardwick when he made his comeback run.
Fat.
Yeah, he was the
He's a
lay
heavy
of
top
the
horse,
week,
isn't
I thought.
But again, speaking to someone that was doing the paddock work and said that he looked big.
We need to see something from Hurricane Lane tomorrow, don't we? It's pivotal.
I
moment
won't give
for
up on him if he gets beaten.
No, but
Even tomorrow.
No.
It's their arc horse this year.
Yeah, but he could get beaten and still
Let's
win an
Native
arc,
Trail, of
potentially,
course,
I think.
goes and blazes it. We are, round about 20 minutes away from the Eclipse. The poll is ready. We'll give it to you after this race. And Commander says, here we go on franchise. Each way, my nap of the day. Quick word for this, Robbie. You must have looked at this chap, have you?
Yeah, not for me. But
It's a massive price, this,
best
isn't it?
luck to Simadr Kamor.
It's
Commander.
It's Commander.
Get my glasses on.
CMDR, yeah.
It's Commander Van Roerick. out
Commander.
there.
Best
the
luck
Commander.
to the Commander.
Which has
He's been with us every step of the way.
Absolutely has. Absolutely has. And I believe knows a lot about the betting game, from what I've heard. A good guy out there. But, from Liverpool, Commander, are we? From memory? Something to do with one of the big books out there. And on franchise, I guess, look, you're looking at it simply, aren't you? Pace angle. Charlie and Mark Johnson, Andrew Breslin, 40 to 1 shot comes in it off a win. Loads of experience, won't mind the ground. It's that sort of race, isn't it? Like some Mirando in here, fancy man.
He'll like the ground, won't he, Miranda?
Mirando, love it. Get Shirty, we haven't mentioned.
I think
He's on a roll.
Torcello's kind of interesting as well. That Chester Cup's obviously working out really well with
Really
Cleveland
well.
and Coltrane. First run back, dropped £1. Big price, but
That's
there's no
interesting,
guarantee
isn't
to
it?
back that up. Yeah, he was on my shortlist, but I just don't know how much he's got in hand off
Sean
91.
Lycett. Yeah, okay. But of course, only 1 from 14 I've heard. It's funny how it doesn't work out. Raven Craig Castle as well. We might be giving him a shout. On to
He
victory.
stays further
One of
as
our
well.
favourites,
He
Jim
stays.
Crowley. Big moment for Jim coming up. What drama we had in the last. Been great this afternoon to have you
Any
with us.
word, Dave, on him, what he got her?
Not yet. Our eagle-eyed and eagle-eared guys in the gallery have not come up with that answer yet. If anyone knows what Crowley got, they're tracking it. They're tracking it. Don't worry. Like Santa and his sleigh, they're on it, and it won't be later than a day. All right, Gate Shirty goes in. I'm on a roll.
Makes up as he goes along, this geezer.
Yeah.
I'm on a roll. Do make it up as I go along. Don't tell
Maverick,
anyone.
isn't he?
All right, good luck.
Here we
It's
go.
the Old Newton Cup, one of the best handicaps, as I said. Do you remember when you can Glen won this? Oh, my Lord, the scenes in this studio are absolutely fantastic. Will the punt be landed on the Ebor favourite? Fingers on the buzzers for the showpiece on the Saturday 20th, I think it is, in August, isn't it? All right, OK. Come on, what's holding us up?
They're not all in yet.
Raven Craig Castle. Yeah, it might be a horse poster, you're right.
Yeah.
Look at
Funny
that
old
bar. Blimey, look at the exchange market.
Those
This is
stall
all over
handlers not
according to
wearing
that.
their helmets.
Everything all right? Everything all right? No, one missed it. Was that on to victory out the back?
Yeah.
The old timer. Yeah, knows about the game now, doesn't he? Garcy, we're on Garcy watch.
Torcello making it.
Corcello, the Chester Cup, of course, down in Trip. He's going to make this what we think will be a test, but will he
He's
put
gonna
on the
need to,
brakes?
yeah.
We're looking for Garcy, guys. He's in midfield, rid of
Yeah.
Voss.
Mid-div, yeah.
Yeah, mid-div.
And what does the market say, Barry? Straight out to 13 to 8.
Yeah, 2.70. Had a bet for a speed 2.56. 8.2. Secret Shadow. Liverpool night 12. No real movement just yet, Dave.
No. All right, let's look for some of the fancied runners. Looking for your one, Secret Shadow. Just nice bit of cover there, Rob.
Where is she? I can't even...
She's around about 6th.
Oh,
Right next
She's
to
keen.
Mirando.
She's keen, yeah.
She's
yeah,
keen
Yeah.
because they're
Picking a
not
keen
going apace here. It is, of course, Torcello, who came from that decent Chester Cup. Jason Hitman Hart controlling the fractions up front. What's that in second? That's Vinadola, Luke Morris. Again, when you see him up there, Ravencrow Castle, Get Shirt, he's got a lovely run on the inside, really pulling something, a secret shadow at the moment. For Brentford Hope, Dion Leroux. He's certainly going to come for that wide angle, I think, isn't he? Again, the favourite. Lots of horses.
They'll come up the stand side, will they, Dave?
I think so, probably Barry. I think so. With some of the fancied runners drawn wide, I think they probably will. Looking for some, what's this in the red colours at the moment? I can't see that. Is that a colour change, the red colour? Is that Love is Golden, maybe? On the inside. Raymond Tusk in here as well. There's another name. Fav's got quite a bit to do, Posty.
Yeah, he has. And Fraction Keen running around the bend as well, travelling
got
strong.
Strong stayers in front of him, Rob.
Yeah, he does. It's going to start getting interesting soon.
OK, now the
Especially
interesting
if they
thing
stayed on
is,
there.
and once again, they're following the leader, and it's Jason Hitman Hart keeping to the... Oh, my Lord, if you're on the rail now, including the Fav, he's got near back
getting there
last.
way too early on Brentford Hope, Dave.
Oh, my God. Dion Leroux. He's serving it up too early.
Not gonna stay.
I'll tell you what, go back to the kitchen, Dion. He's absolutely cruising.
Gosh,
he's
he's
such a talented
travelling,
horse, Brentford Hope. Will he see it out? He reckons he's going to do it. I'll tell you what, the favourite.
Gosh,
If
he's
you're on it
trading
at the
at
moment...
evens.
Oh, look at this. He's
not
still
gonna
only
trade
11
at
away.
evens.
Now he gets the gap. I'll tell you what, if this wins, we're on a miracle horse, aren't we? Go on, Dion. Brentford Hope, will he see it out? Come on, Dion. Serve it up. He got this, isn't he? Oh, he's going to get gubbed. The favourite's coming, but is it too late? Go on, Dion. On the far side, Get Shirty's on a roll.
He
hasn't quite seen it out. Favourite gets there too late, does he?
No, Get Shirty wins.
Yeah, Get Shirty's got it. If you're on the Fav, it's a tale of what might have been. Great nap from the commander, who's just held second on franchise. Looks like Inchicore has upheld that Goodwood form in fourth. That's your top four. Barry, I thought we had the glory, but I think Dion might have gone a bit too soon.
He had a rush of blood, didn't he? The poor kid. He's had the horse not good enough. I'll never back him over that trip again. He just doesn't get home. Gassy traded low 1.95 in running. He was a bit keen earlier on. Just didn't work out for him. Liverpool Night traded a low 7.6. What else was there? Brentford Hope traded low 4.3. Would you believe? Had a bet first be a 30.
A lot late he'd have been in running.
Well. Yeah, you called out that.
Just he doesn't get
He's
home.
such a strong travelling horse, isn't he? He must be quite frustrating.
1 mile 2, he almost is too far for Brentford Hope.
I just thought he was. They were struggling in behind. What do you make of the favourites?
I have to say though, I mean Ghazi, at least I wouldn't be put off him in the e-ball for that. I mean, at least he's not going to go up, is he? I think if anything, he's solidified his claims.
Well, solidified. There's an adjective.
I use some big words sometimes, man.
I know it's in your writing locker. Just need to transfer it onto screen now. And the Lancashire Oaks was slowed by 9.99. We know it's soft ground up. There's final race of the day at Haydock, guys. If you laid the Fav, none of us were with it. Were we brave enough to lay? Not quite. The big lay of the day is coming up in the Eclipse, but we are sensing defeat. And of course, the commander's nap, as I mentioned. Dan Walsh, thank you in the run. I said he got third. There's the Eclipse. There's the Eclipse poll then. Who wins? Ooh, this is interesting, isn't it? I did a Kenneth Williams then. Because Native Trail is on top by 34%. He's not favourite. Vadeni is only 29% for the French Raider. No French Raider since 1959, I believe it is, has won this. Not too many have tried in this sort of class though. Bay Bridge, will you be giving him another chance? 20%, 23% are. 12% for others. It's a classy race, isn't it? Nice meat behind the bone on that pole. Always good to get them up. Right, we bid farewell. Garci then. Barry, does that mean that he's stayed the same? I mean, Robbie thinks he's enhanced his e-ball credentials there, the beaten
Yeah,
Fav.
he still made the one chance.
I think that's fair.
That's not bad, is it?
Yeah,
He's won at York.
If you're looking, I thought there's more encouragement in that than Heredia's defeat. If we're talking about the two beaten,
he's definitely obviously going to get into the race, and
he's going to get in. He was 101. He's not going to go up.
Yeah, the wall of horses in front of him.
Do you reckon he might go up one actually? But that's not going to change much, is it?
There's no problems with that. You
I
want
think,
to have 100
I think
horses.
he's probably the one you're most drawn to at this very early stage.
Yeah, so watch that back, your replays, as we go towards this time, well, about a month and a half, isn't it? I think it's the 20th of August that we're covering it, and we'll be doing that here on this show. Reminder that we'll be with you every day of Glorious Goodwood coming up this month. We are now in the merry month of July. We're still to choose a charity. Let us know what charity you'd like Barry to play for each and every race. One more to go, Barry. And this is the juicy one, isn't it, coming up? The Eclipse.
It's a cracker, isn't it? It's 5-2 the field on the Betfair Exchange. The Danny is 3.50. Bay Bridge 4.1. Same price, Native Trail 10. Alenquer Mishriff 9.8 and 26 Lord North. It's a fantastic renewal of the race. Great to see, but I'm against the French horse. El Bogdan, I'm really not sure about that form now. I know he's one going away, but I think that just at the price of 5-2, he's opposable here today in against some really smart older horses. And I think that Native Trail, the other 3-year-old in the field, will, wherever they finish, he'll finish in front of the French horse. So I'm a Native Trail fan, and I've backed it personally, but for the purpose of this, we're going to lay, please, Robbie, we're going to take 50 quid at the backer stake. So we're looking to lay it at 3.50. Happy to be a price taker here and take 50 quid at the backer stake. You have Bay Bridge running for you. You have Native Trail, Alenquer, Mishriff, and Lord North. That's good enough for me.
All right.
So 50.
So basically, what I'm doing is I'm betting the field against Vadeni at 5-2 on.
Love it. There you go. Look at Stakehead. I was going to reference you, Stakehead. I told you to tune in this morning. We were digressing this morning, the pair of us. Well, digressing at about 7 o'clock in the morning with a chap called Stakehead, assuming it's a chap.
Lovely.
Who on planet Earth is laying Vadeni at 3.55? Turns out Barry is. Turns out I am as well.
Big time.
He called Native Trail Snail Trail.
Snail Trail. Nothing wrong with Snail Trail.
Bit harsh.
He's done nothing wrong, Native Trail, has he?
No, this is the conversation I'm going to reference. And I came back and said, isn't it incredible? We've got a champion 2-year-old, head and shoulders above the rest. Now, I'll get to that. Stay kid, don't worry. Who arguably unlucky not to have won 2 classics.
Yeah, he was just drawing the wrong side.
And yet we want to beat him up a bit. It's because he's workmanlike, isn't it?
Yeah, but that's all over a mile. 1 mile 2.
Claymore didn't harm the form of the Crazy.
Yeah, Claymore's
you
quite a good horse,
vindicated.
Isn't he? Yeah, did say that.
There you go.
Yeah, I like Native Trail. I think Vadeni, I think he's probably the wrong favourite. He was like 6-4
argument was
last.
that everything had caught him up. But he's a big horse. I don't know. I think we need to... Now, the pedigree's
Let's see
interesting.
him over 10 furlongs.
It's a way to stream, though.
The run style, you're looking at him, and everything he suggests in his run suggests that. And I'm wanting to get the Cara, here, this stiff finish over mile 2. But you look at it, you're right. It's not obvious. And Charlie Appleby, the trainer, in his quotes to David Mills, I assume, our Newmarket correspondent, in the paper today says there are pickings of his pedigree, basically, which suggests he could stay. You see him bid a mile 2, which is what you look for. When you go onto the pedigree of the Racing Post, for those of you who don't know, you look at the breeding. That's where you tend to see it on the dam side. Obviously, the Sire was a great sprinter, but does throw up
he
mile
does,
2 winners.
Yeah, I mean, and like you say, his run style gives him every chance that he can stay this far. I mean, but like I said, I mean, I think at the moment you'd have to say his form hasn't really progressed from his 2-year-old season. Is that fair or not?
Well, yeah, he hasn't hit that quite.
I'm not saying he hasn't stayed at the same level. Like, as in,
he's not been far off it.
Yeah, and he's still a very good horse. No, but what I'm saying is, I suppose there are other horses that have improved to be closer to him than they were at 2.
Well, you look at horses that he's been beating at 2, right? Point Lonsdale hasn't quite gone on either. Ebro River, who's a sprinter, Great Max, Duke de Cecil, they haven't really gone on. That was when he got his 1-2-2, but he's beaten them easily, right? Tabari Legend, Bayside Boy, Berkshire, Shadow is the one, I think. But it was, funnily enough, it was his last run at the Curragh that I quite liked, because it was a bit of a messy race. We weren't sure it was going to go on, and he had to fight his way out.
He dug it out, yeah.
Do you remember?
Yeah, he did.
We were a bit worried
He
about
was drawn 1. He had a horrible draw that day as well.
And he can be a rough race, the Irish Guineas. And New Energy, the horse that was second to him, we thought that was a bit of an elephant in the room. Now, he's only finished 8th in the St James's Palace Stakes, but you watch that back, he's the last off the bridle in that race, in a messy race. And he's proved himself to me to be quite a good horse. Wexford native, who was in 4th, has come out and won since as well. There's a bit of solidity there. And Charlie Appleby's 2 from 3 in this race. Perhaps unsurprisingly, having won it with Gayeth in 2020, and of course Hawk Bill. The ground's ideal. He's drawn in 5. I've got him on top. I want to play a forecast here, Bazza, if you don't mind. And I would like the odds on a forecast for him to beat my old boy, Bay Bridge, who the Sandown factor, I'm going to have to back again.
So just run that by me again,
Native Trail to beat Bay Bridge. What price might I get offered on that?
Native Trail to beat Bay Bridge. Give me 2 seconds here.
Forecast.
Let me dig it out.
Because Robbie likes to reverse, don't you, Rob?
Yeah, I think they're going to be the first 2.
I will add, I did like Real World and Stone Age for this, but they both came out in the space of about half an hour earlier in the week.
So you want Native Trail to beat who?
Native Trail to beat Bay Bridge.
Trail to beat Bay
I think that would be the 1-2, basically.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. I do think that it would have been interesting to see Real World to get a measure of Baaeed to see if he would have won this, then we'd learn more about Baid.
Yeah, I think a lot of people would have liked Real World for this because of the Baid form, but we're going to have to wait for that. I think, unfortunately, we might just see a Real World keep turning up where Baid does.
Yeah.
Because if we went for the Sussex, I said straight away after the Queen Anne it'd be a big price for that, because I don't rate the 3-year-old colts. Before we go to Poste, any luck on that forecast, Barry?
4-1, I think.
Oh, I'd be taking that. There you go. 3 socials before we go to Poste and find out what he likes. Could he like the French horse? We'll get there in a minute. But Frizzy Red comes back on and said, I think there's unfinished business with Lord North after the Ascot disaster. It was the start of things to come, wasn't it, that week? For poor old sabbaticals out there.
Yeah. You could
Frankie
say...
and the Gostons. It was a bit of a shocker, wasn't it? Of course, very talented horse.
Beaten that far on Prince of Wales, to be fair.
Group 1 winner, as we know. A former Princess Wales winner when he got a 126. So he's now rated... basically 118, so he's the only horse in here not rated 120 or above. But we know that on his day he can do it. And James Dore will be quite looking forward to this ride, I imagine. He's obviously won the Prince of Wales on him.
Yeah, and it's a kind of, without being, it's a no pressure ride.
Correct.
You can just get
from
out there.
stall 1, see what we can do.
Yeah, but I suppose the argument is that there looks like there's just better horses at this stage of Lord North's career.
This is where the 3-year-olds, of course, now meet the old horses. So we're going to start getting a line on it. We're not even talked about Vadeni yet. Sam Caney, Sammy, welcome back on. It's going to be very hard giving the 3-year-olds £10. Do we all agree with that? That Native Pound's getting... That's the reason why I've got him on top of Bay Bridge.
£10 is a lot.
I still believe that Bay Bridge has got a Group 1 in him.
Definitely.
Just would have liked... I think with a bit more juice in the ground, the Champion Stakes in October is the race for him.
Yeah, I think they get £10 for a reason, if you know what I mean. It's to negate sort of like physical immaturity. But there's no doubt if you have like a very good 3-year-old at this time of year, getting £10 is gold.
So Mark Basilia really made it count, didn't he, last year? I know that Mishrif and Adabe were coming back. But
you look at it like Roaring Lion was a very good horse, wasn't he? You know, and so £10 is like gold dust for a horse of his ability, isn't it? You know?
Yeah.
Golden Horn again.
It's a good race for Favs, this, and we're not with Vadeni. You're not with him, are you?
No, I'm not with Vadeni.
Why not?
I just, look, he could turn out to be, well, he probably is a very good horse, but one, it was soft ground at Shanty for the Prix de Jockey Club. Now, I know he's won on good ground, but it was in a much lesser company. And 2, it was kind of like a standout piece of form at this stage of his career, wasn't it? And I just think, I'm just not sure he's deserving of being favourite in a race of this quality right now. You know, and we might say in 5 minutes' time that he definitely was, but El Bodigan. Yeah, but is he a good horse?
Blue Ribbon.
Just look, answer my question.
I think that was what Stakehead going back to, referencing a stake and a head.
Yeah.
That was 2-year-old form being turned on its head, and old rivals showing what they can do from when they were
he was a precocious 2-year-old.
And again, he wait till we see him at the back end on some softer ground. He hasn't grown but I was actually at the Dante when he chased home.
They say he's very small.
He's tiny. Yeah. He's tiny. Yeah. And some of these horses do go on. Vadeni got a perfect run, didn't he, down the outside?
Yeah.
You're not telling me that Modern Games is up there at home with Native Trail, are you?
No, probably not.
So my point being,
or Caribus.
I just think it's exciting that he's here, though, isn't it?
Oh, it's brilliant, and it's sporting as well. Like from the fifth stump up 50 grand to come and have a go.
We tried to get a word with Sumi, and he's not allowed to talk about their horses, the Aga Khan's horse, until after the race.
Really?
He's contracted to Equidia. Scotty Burton tried to get a word with him, and he said, "I'll have to talk to you afterwards, guys, if you don't mind." But he's in a good place at the moment, apparently. Sumi, after Perfect Power, etc.
I'm with Bay Bridge though.
Right. Still stung every
I'd
time.
like to see Ron Moore make the running on.
I think I think it'd give him a real positive ride. Alan Cure's probably going to go on though, no?
Well, this is the thing as well, isn't it? Who's going to be the pace angle? Could Mishrif, if he's a horse that definitely wants, he got outspeed in this race last year, he's coming back.
But they also said he needed the run last year, and they're kind of saying that again now.
Because it's all about York, isn't it?
Yeah, so why are you going to go and bounce out and make the run in on a horse that you think might need the run?
Yeah, Barry, who are you expecting to be calling out in front on the exchange in the first 2 furlongs?
Alenker.
Definitely.
All right.
But I think Ryan will be bang there.
Yeah, I think he just gave Bay Bridge too much to do in the Prince.
Well, too much to do is harsh because
he was beat by the better horse.
No, don't go down this road. Honestly, Barry will not have a bad word said about State.
The thing is, though, but State of Rest is a very, very good horse. But you have to accept.
And the 13.5 fractions told us it was a perfect front running.
Yeah,
ride,
and
we're going to find out more about Bay Bridge here. Obviously, coming back to Sandown is a boon, we imagine.
But he didn't run bad, did he? In the Prince of Wales,
slightly.
He didn't run badly at all.
You could argue he actually did quite well, but we thought that he was going to. You watched him back the clip on that. which of course a lot of people enjoyed me. That was my banker of the week. A lot enjoyed me watching him because I did have a good go at him. And I'm like, here we go. He's about to light up, and he just was a bit flat. And Sir Michael has said that the ground's not an issue for him, but I wonder whether he's a new bay. They pound the ground, as I've said this week, a bit. They do tend to do that, and as we saw as a 3-year-old, he really liked it. And you watched him win at York when he was signing off. He needed every yard of that. So I don't know if they'll lead on it. I can sort of see what you mean, because a lot of people are saying after Prince of Wales back up to a mile 4 with him, Desert Crown drop down. Such an interesting narrative coming on. Of course, we've got the Juddmonte after this. We've got the Irish Champion Stakes. Then we've got the Champion Stakes itself, and then in Go Breeders' Cup. That's basically the route for these horses, isn't it? Top events. We're watching them come out. Look at Native
Bay Bridge
Trail.
is favourite now.
Is he?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Bay Bridge 3.6, 365 Vadeni, 4.3 Native Trail.
Mother
9-2
of
Mishra.
Pearl. I didn't see that happening.
I mean, I think that Brigadier Gerard, I think you watch that and think Bay Bridge is definitely going to win Group 1 this season.
Oh,
He's a Group 1 horse.
He is, yeah.
Let's talk about the campaigning in this chap. It's quite a quick turnaround, this, for a Sir Michael Stout horse, relatively.
Yeah.
I know that the
days,
Prince of Wales
17
Stakes tends to
days.
go here. They can go here quite a lot.
Yeah.
It happens. But this is a horse that they campaigned sparingly throughout his career. And yet, since the Ballylynch stud have got involved, is this going to be his last year, is what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They've got the sire New Bay.
Yeah.
Is this a breeding campaign?
I'd say
Let's
there's
get
every
the
chance
Group
it
1.
is, yeah. I'd say there's every
They
chance.
bought into him. This is the next
Yeah.
New Bay, So this is all the lovely narratives that go into it.
But at the same time, Michael Stout wouldn't be running him if he wasn't 100% happy
No,
with
I'm
him,
sure he
would
wouldn't.
As in-
But there would be. Sir Michael would not. I'm just saying he might have had other targets. Is his MO, isn't it, to wait a bit more? Darren Walker. Good to see you, Darren. Native Trail. 10-1 anti-post I got him, so you're with the Wilders. Looking at these nice and early.
lovely.
I put him up for the Eclipse on RP Live on 1,000 guineas day.
Darren Walker, come and take my seat, mate. That's unbelievable.
If only. If only.
might wear
Darren,
a
there's a
he might wear a
seat for you on
shirt
this
as well.
panel any time. I'll tell you, one day we will get one in. And we'll do a competition and get one in. Stout's record in this, in the last 10 years, Ulysses, of course. Ulysses was not a Group 1 winner. Roaring Lion had not won a Group 1 yet. So it can be done. And Bay Bridge is the only non-Group 1 winner in the race. The great Nathaniel won it, of course.
He's only raced.
How many chances Bay Bridge had to win a Group 1?
No, it's first.
Just the one?
Group 1.
Yeah,
Just the
Oh,
one.
sorry,
That's-
second.
So, but it's not like he's pitched up a load of times and come up short. He's had one go at it.
Yeah.
On Racing Post ratings, Mishriff should be the favourite. And Graham Rodway was saying, how on earth can he be shorter than Alan? Can he not be shorter than Alan Kerr? Alan Kerr's been the weak one, Barry, has he?
He was 8 to 10.5. He's 9.2 now, so not massively weak. He's been around that all the time, Dave. He was 7 to 1 when we went up with the race after final decks on Thursday. But Bay Bridge is very, very strong.
Of course, he's been to Sandown once, Alan Kerr, and he beat the Derby winner Adayar, didn't he? A lot of people, and Yibir was in
The trial, yeah.
was in third, and that's. I mean, look, I don't know. I'm going to have a little bit on him because I'm basically like Barry. I'm laying Vadeni, but would we have thought we'd be laying an 11-4 shot now, Barry, at the start of the week?
Say again, Dave?
Would we have thought we'd be laying an 11-4 shot in Vadeni at the start of the week?
No.
That's
No,
more like his price,
definitely
though,
not.
isn't it? Like, he was 6 to 4 at one point. I didn't understand that at all. I mean, it's that lack of. It's good to firm ground is going to ask some new questions of him. He might come through it, but not for me.
I don't know much about his comeback form at Shanti, but we do obviously know about Elba Dagon, don't we? And who
He's a
was
different
too
kettle
because
of
he's
fish.
He's a mud
old.
lover, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. And maybe this guy does need the faster ground. The fact that Vadeni's here, I would be worrying if you backed him for the Arc. Jesus says Mishriff. Is that a for or against? I can't really see the
That's a
emoji.
Trophy.
Oh,
Yeah.
Mishriff, the best horse in the race, of course. Handicapper's got him on the Racing Post ratings. He's been there and done it, hasn't he? The mighty Mishriff, of course, only second in the race last year, wasn't he? It was only 4 runners
Why
last
can't
year.
they go off on time? What's that all about?
I don't know.
We are post
Yeah, just chilling
Past.
around down there. I don't understand.
Vadeni Lay, Barry's selection. What have the spotlights gone for? I don't know, Barry. I'm not sure. Was there a parade? There probably wasn't there?
Yeah, but that's factored in,
Yeah.
surely, when they're leaving the parade ring. They know that's going to happen. There just doesn't seem to be any sense of urgency to get races started on time, especially a busy
last-
Saturday like today.
At last, someone has tipped up Vadeni, and it's Steve Boo, one of our spotlight writers, has gone from. They haven't napped in this
I
race.
thought it was
however.
Bo.
Is it Bo, Steve Bowie? Boo? Steve
I
Bow.
thought Steve Bow.
It's double O.
I've not met the geezer.
I have a long time ago, Steve, but obviously we all work remotely now. I haven't seen Steve in ages.
So all these Spotlight people, I don't know.
He has been in the Spotlight team for as long as I've been at the
same
Post,
as most of the Spotlight team.
And you've obviously got to tip quite a few winners if you want to stay in that team.
Yeah.
So yeah, Spotlights always do well in the Naps competition out there, which I think we're just about leading still with the Expert Eye. There's a couple of pesky chasers.
Barry makes a good point about loading these horses up. It happens
I put a
every
Millman
Saturday.
winner up in the Expert Eye in the week. Amazonian Dream, yeah.
He'd have liked that, would he?
He was 6s into something like 130. He would have liked that. We had a little tete-a-tete. James will be back with us in the middle of the month. We've got a couple of treats for you this month coming up, panel-wise. Very interesting indeed. Not going to give anything away.
Oh, come on, please.
We might have a jockey coming in or two.
Oh yeah, no, actually, this is good stuff.
It is good stuff.
Tune in.
It's going to be unmissable stuff on Diamond Day on King George if it all goes to plan. All right, they are finally loading themselves up for certainly one of the races of the year so far, with like jumps, with like carts, with whatever you like. Even the Greyhound Derby. This is absolute magic. Did Danny Archer's dog win, by the way?
I don't know. I forgot. I forgot
Should be
to
asking.
check.
Kieran Thur was watching. He'll tell us in a second. 4-1 the reverse forecast, we're being told, on the sportsbook, by the way. That's you.
That's pretty good.
I like the straight
What was
forecast.
that? 5 to beat 2, Dave, was it?
Yeah, is that what the numbers are?
12 to 1 on the exchange.
5 to beat 2. Which is, what is it?
12 to 1.
12 to 1.
Exchange.
I'm putting up Native Trail to beat Bay Bridge. They're queuing up for Bay Bridge here, Barry, aren't they? They really are.
Yeah, it's 5 to 2 hard. 4.1 Vadeni, Native Trail the same price. 9 Misshrift. It continues to get support, and Alan Kerr into 9-4 now.
Brilliant. Great to have you watching then. This is one of the races of the entire season. This is why we get out of bed and off they are and running. And Misshrift has come out slowest of all. Alan Kerr, as hoped for, has gone to the front. Well done, Tom the Pom. Mark 1 is making sure that this is not a bad test. Bay Bridge just off him. Very interesting. No problems from the stalls today for Lord North, who's got the inside in third under James Daw. Misshrift has recovered. Vadeni out the back, just being sighted in by Native Trail at the moment. We've got positions after a couple of furlongs, Barry. You were correct. What is the market like? Bay Bridge, I'm imagining.
No change, Dave. 3.5 Bay Bridge, 4.8 Vadeni. He's a little drift. 3.95 Native Trail, 8 bar.
All right, OK. So Super Sumi is going to have to come from last to first. He took out the Commonwealth Cup. Bit keen, the Fav, isn't he?
He's
Yeah,
a
I
strong
thought that.
traveller.
I say the Fav, he's not the Fav.
We're on about Bay Bridge.
Bridge.
Bay Bridge is a beautiful
He always
position.
travels like that.
And I think this ground is going to be a bit more to his like. It looks like a kinder surface, Rob, doesn't it, for
Yeah,
him?
it does, yeah.
Native
Lovely
Trail's on his
body.
back. We're just turning. You should sense.
Cracking
You
Ryan
can
Moore,
sense
isn't
this into anticipation here. We're usually banshees during the race, not here. I'm looking at Sumion. He's going to try and do what he did in the French Derby. He's going to come on the outside, I imagine, with that fast run. Misshrift seeing them all in. I say he's in a bit of trouble. Lord North going really well. Alan Kerr, though, he's tough, isn't he? He beat the Derby winner last time he was here. What do you like, Rob? If you had to switch allegiance,
Native
to
Trail
Robbie
is
Good?
going to get hard ridden very shortly, I think.
Okay, let's see what the Native
Bay
Trail
Bridge, I
finds.
think,
He's
is
being
gonna
ridden
win
for
this.
stamina. Bay Bridge about to take over. What's he got under the chassis on Native Trail? Super
Sumi's
Sumi
still travelling,
hunting
is
them
he?
up. Vadeni at the moment, the French Derby winner. They've supplemented him, of course. Native Trail
Where's he going
toughing it
now?
out. I think he's got
Going to
more
the
to
back of
give
horses.
Native Trail. Come on, the Guineas winner. Is he going to do this? Misshrift
Lord
coming
North
as well.
through the
What
gap.
a race. Lord North is
Lord
there.
North.
Look at
Vadeni, lads.
Vadeni. This is what we saw in the French Derby. Could they vindicate the supplement?
this is a
It's
close.
the Guineas winner at the moment. Looks like he's gone. The French, could they finally tough it
Native
out? Tell you what, he's
Trail.
wandering a
Misshrift
bit.
through the gap as well.
Misshrift's been mulling on the run. Look at Lord North. Native Trail's coming back. Can he get on top of the trail? It's Vadeni and Native Trail. Looks like Vadeni's going to do it. Sumion in the saddle.
Native Trail's
Absolute
fighting back,
power.
No,
This
Vadeni-
ain't
He's going to do
over.
it.
Yeah,
isn't he?
it's over, it's
over.
over.
He's found that
Yeah,
little bit.
fair enough,
Misshrift was
Mish.
desperately unlucky in the run.
Whoa.
Wow,
That was a
Barry
surprise,
Orr.
wasn't it?
He drifted out. We took him on. Sumion giving it a bit of that.
The 3-year-olds were first and second, were they?
I think
Yeah.
Misshrift might.
Misshrift
At a
might have
Betfair
got second.
SP of 4.30. 4.30. He matched at a high of 5.5 in running. Bay Bridge hit a low in running of 2.7. Alan Kerr hit a low of 7. Native Trail hit a low of 2.04.
Wow.
Misshrift's just up for second. Is hit a low of 4.6 in running.
What a great race to watch.
Yeah, that was mustard.
Fair play
it's
to
gonna
the
take
French
a bit
as
of
well.
unpicking.
Yeah.
That's a proper multi horse.
Racing is just hard to predict, isn't it?
You don't often see Sumi on one like that, Posty, do you? I mean, he looked like a jump jockey at one point. You watch the whip action, it's quite old school. You watch him as he goes, well, you know what I mean? He's really up and down in the saddle. Usually, he's so stylish, isn't he?
Right.
He absolutely kitchen sinks that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and watch Mishrif if you're on Mishrif.
Yeah,
John Gosden's also been quite unlucky here.
We'll talk about the losers at first. The first two in the run have come last, basically. Bay Bridge is definitely curled up off that Prince of Wales run. Too
and
quick
Alan
for
Kerr
him.
as well.
He gets
Alan
hampered,
Kerr.
and then Ryan accepts the fate. But like Mishrif gets turned sideways here.
And it's a carbon copy of what he did, as I hoped we were going to pick up in the run for you there, that Soumillon was going to try and come on the outside like he did at Chantilly. Native Trail's on an absolute blinder, isn't he?
Yeah, he's fair
brave.
He's fared better than the other two.
And Mishrif, who got Muller the furlong and a half out, has flown and won in another stride.
Yeah, I think that's a fair assumption. Yeah.
Wow. We all think about the anti-post applications of this race, but let's just concentrate on this winner. Brave decision, first winner for France since 1959, I believe. Soumillon, having spoken to Oisin Murphy about this chap, is his idol. Says he's definitely the best rider he's ever seen. And he just did everything right. But watch him now in the saddle. This is not, see what I mean? You don't often see him rowing like this. He's also a bit untidy.
Did you not see him on the horse of Sai Bin Sarouz in America
what's
one
his
day?
whip? Yeah, I know. He got done for serious disabled as well. But look at the. You see what I mean? It's a bit old school, that, isn't it?
I think that's the way he rides. I honestly do.
I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't often see him like that. He was absolutely kitchen sinking it, and great to see a celebration.
Oh my goodness! Lord Northville came down after the line. He was that busy celebrating.
Do you think? Oh God! Not more jockey drama. Not on a day like this. Barry, international quote. So I'm imagining that Vadeni will get an international quote, but Mishrif must have collapsed in price, last year's winner.
Mishrif 7-2 from 8 for the Juddmonte. Their winner is 3 from 5. Vadeni 3 from 5 for the Juddmonte, and he's also 5 from 7 for the York.
Who's the fav in the? Is it Desert Crown by any chance?
Baid, isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah.
Of course, it's Baid.
6-4 odd. I think Mishrif's 7-1 is pretty fair price.
Well, it was
after that.
7-1, Rob.
Oh, sorry. What is it now?
That's gone. He's in at 7-2.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
that's more like it, isn't it?
He's run better in the race than he did last year.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he's proved himself. I mean, that was too bad to be true.
Well, we dismissed him, didn't we? Yeah, but.
Wow. Okay, we took him on, but the French have won. Va-va-voom was the front page of the Racing Post this morning, and they have collected a brave decision, vindicated Jean-Claude Rouget. Almanzor's trainer, of course, he'll be thinking about the Champions Stakes. He won that with Almanzor. And the Irish Champions Stakes. I wouldn't be surprised if this guy ignored York and went Irish and then...
Rouget said that along. He's got a real affinity with the Irish Champions Stakes because of Almanzor.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Right. I mean, he's done it on Good to Firm. Then he hasn't got too many questions to answer now.
I think they should be thrilled with Native Trail. I think
big
they've got
run.
racing a long way out.
Well, now no one can say he's a miler anymore. He's a 1 or 2 horse, isn't he?
Really brave run. Then Lord North runs Stormer.
Yeah,
massive race. Yeah.
And wow. Okay. Brilliant. That's all we've got time for here on this afternoon's Racing Post Live. I believe, by default, the trophy stays with me, the Tipping Trophy.
What do you mean stays with you? I had it last week.
Well, it's back where it's in its rightful home. It's not moved all afternoon. You've been that poor.
Well, as you have been equally.
But you came in sparkling form.
Yeah.
And we've just been served up a treat, haven't we?
That was a fabulous horse race, wasn't
like
it? Yeah.
Yeah, good stuff. Nice working with the postman again.
I always deliver.
Your namesake, he always delivers somehow.
And
you're off the cold list.
Yeah, thank God.
Which is great. Sinjai was a good winner for you early on.
Yeah.
Barry, you started on an absolute roll. We took on Vadeni, but we don't mind seeing class like that, do we?
No, it was a great race. Fantastic to see. I'm going to watch that a couple of times now this evening with a nice glass of wine and enjoy it all over again. Just on reflection there, Mishrif looks really, really unlucky, didn't he? But another bit of a mare for young Egan again.
Now, I'll tell you what, Graham Robert got absolute pelts again, funnily enough, for saying he'd win that race. For us, I hope you backed him each way, despite the smaller field. Barry, it's great. We keep going on these Saturday sessions, don't we, in 2022? It's called Super Saturday next week. Of course, we've got the July Festival. We'll be covering the July Cup. Can't wait.
Yeah, worst Saturday of the year without a shadow of a doubt. There's just so much good racing on. Like, you'd think they'd be able to space them out and let the good days breathe like this, but the July Cup is a race I love. So, looking forward to the July meeting, actually, this week coming.
Yeah, absolutely. Could we see Super Sumi coming back and riding the winner of that as well in perfect power? All right, great stuff, Barry. See you next Saturday. Cannot wait. Counting down the time. And, of course, worst Saturday of the year. This is the place to be watching it, surely. What are you doing? What's up for now for the postman?
What, for the coming week ahead?
Are you going to Newmarket?
No, I won't be going to Newmarket.
No, you're just going to take a pull.
I've got quite a bit. I'm going to the test match on Monday. Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
Robbie?
Going to the gym in a minute, then might go out this evening. chilling tomorrow.
If you're in the Lambeth area, look out for Robbie on a Boris bike. Great to have you with us this afternoon. Don't forget to like and subscribe. That's what it's all about, so you can get involved here on the channel. Let's hope you back some winners along the way. Barry played for charity. We had loads of fun on Eclipse Day here on Racing Post Live.